He in the right system. Bo
You
was
yourself now?
nope.
No.
Nothing?
No.
Bo was like on Orlando Magic and shit.
Yeah.
Even if he was good.
He just got a 1-year deal with Phoenix.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll
Can't
see.
hear nothing?
Can't hear nothing.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
Check on your phone when you.
Are we live on YouTube?
Yeah, we live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We about to get started.
No, that's one day ago. My bad. Nope. I put to the lives.
You ain't plugged in.
There we go.
In your headphones.
Mic check.
Oh, but nobody plugged in on the headphones. We definitely live.
Yeah, they can hear us.
We definitely
But
live.
we don't need the headphones.
I mean, I like to hear, but you don't have to have them. As long as you're speaking to the mic. Yeah. Plug me in, Ty. What's up, y'all? Pile in.
Oh, plug me in. That way we'll be. Yeah, plug me in. Plug me in.
I knew it.
So I can be in costume with y'all. In concert, I should say. Mic check. Yeah, we live. I can hear myself.
Hey, man, we live in this piece. Pile in, man. We had a good roast last night. We roasted Marcus for his birthday. Shout out to Marcus and his family and all the people that showed up to his roast for his birthday. It was a good time.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. Keep supporting all the 5150 alum, all the black podcasters and people who say things you agree with, man. Make sure you show your support by liking the videos, showing up to their events, and you know what I'm saying, giving them what they need, which is a little bit of support. You know what I mean? We all need support. Ain't that right, Todd?
All need support, man. You said y'all roasted Marcus for his birthday?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty dope, man. I roasted him when he came on this show, so it's kind of like a little early birthday for you, Marcus. You know what I'm saying?
Early birthday gift, for real, man. Got a special guest in here, man. Fred from Barbershop Talk.
Man, what's up, man? Thank you for having me, man.
Also a paid assassin. We don't know what government he works for.
Shit, I wish it was Russia, man. We could have got rid of Brittany. You know what I mean?
That's funny, man. Hey, man. You know what's crazy about that whole Brittany Griner situation is she made almost triple what she was making here in that Russian basketball league.
Right.
Which is
right.
why she was so valuable to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was really surprised we got her back.
Definitely surprised because they had her in the damn Kumite. So,
yeah. She was definitely deep in the dungeons of the Russian industrial prison. Do they have an industrial prison complex in Russia?
They have those work camps.
So they don't have an industrial.
I mean, I don't know how deep.
I don't think they generate money from having prisoners.
Good question.
I don't think they do.
I feel like they have to. I mean, the way that they got it set up with these, what are the workers doing at these work camps?
But here we build prisons for the purpose of labor.
Labor.
I don't think that they do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's like it's not like a free market thing where you can make money off of owning a prison. I got to research that. If any of you guys know, look it up and put it in the comments. Does Russia have an industrial prison complex, or is that something that is strictly conserved for democracy? Putting people in jail for money.
Yeah, so I guess Iron Fist works after all, right?
Hey, man, but yeah, that was dope, man. It was good to see family stick together like last night at Marcus's roast. I'm one of them dudes. I got a great family or whatever, but I do a lot of shit on my own. I was thinking earlier I was an elite high school athlete. You know what I'm saying? Elite, definitely. And I remember at some of the things, I would be the only player whose family wasn't there, like senior day or, things where family is supposed to be, but I didn't think anything about it.
Right.
I always viewed this shit as my journey.
Right.
Which is weird. And I know my mom loves me, my dad loves me, my sister, you know what I mean? Everybody that's in my family, I know, some of them, I know my immediate family fuck with me, but I never viewed that as like a bad thing. But as I get older and I start to see things like Marcus's birthday with his mom there, his brothers and sisters, even cousins, and they got a cake and they got gift bags for everybody that shows up to the party. And then at the end, his mom got up and read a beautiful poem she wrote about him. And I got a little teary-eyed. I'm like, I might be missing out on something. Fucking with these, with these prostitutes and this comedy game, I may need to start having better experience. Am I missing out, people?
It's funny. I'm not kidding you. I just had this conversation 45 minutes before I walked in this room.
And you know what? I went to your house for a party, and it was on that vibe. Yeah, I just thought about that, but go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. I just told the head coach, I was like, dude, I was a hell of a high school basketball player. My mom never came to my games.
Right.
I got a basketball scholarship to Cal Baptist, as I just mentioned, but I was like, it was just weird. And you don't know it until you become a man of a certain age.
Right.
And especially now that my son is playing basketball, I haven't missed a dribble. You know what I mean? Let alone a practice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's touching in a way, like in terms of it makes you wonder. Like Brian McKnight got a song "Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda." Like maybe I would have been greater.
I think so.
Would you have been greater though? I mean, would your mom be in there take away from your game?
No, because it's God instilled it into me, and it's my job to get it out of me. You know, and I think that I think as young, because I didn't have a father, I think there's a level of me that played with a silent rage.
Right.
That's me.
You know, and I always saw something as me competing against you, when actuality, all I had to do was think about me competing against me.
All day long.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that didn't come to me till like probably in my late 20s, early 30s.
Really?
Because you got to disrobe yourself of that they say crabs in the barrel mentality. It's
Right.
not just black, because we live next door to Mexicans too. And
It's human.
South Central. Right. It's a human
thing.
and it's probably off the tree of capitalism, you know?
Right.
And
for those of y'all from LA, when we say crabs in the barrel, we're not gangbanging.
oh yeah. Oh,
You always want to make some shit ignorant. Now, we don't mean that.
Yeah.
We talking about brothers that pull brothers down because they don't understand that all you got to do is try hard and it can happen for you.
Man.
We talking to the brothers who think that in order to get what they want in life, they got to take what you have.
Right.
That's a crabs in the barrel mentality.
Right.
And there's more to it, but go ahead, big bro.
Right. And maybe I would have appreciated my teammates more. We're not in competition for the same scholarship.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I genuinely believe I would have had a better experience had my mom been more supportive, you know? Like, I don't believe she ever asked me how was practice.
Oh no, I've never been asked that question.
No, how was practice? You hungry?
Yeah.
No.
That edge.
I got the hungry, so my parents were there, but I don't think that they totally understood my gifts. So I was just doing things that kids do who have good parents that don't want them not doing anything. I'm in junior All-American football. I'm playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? But the things that I really excelled at in life, I did on my own. And there's some sort of connection I have where I feel like I need to be by myself to be great. And I don't know if that's good. But I do know all the things I'm great at, it was just me. I'm in a room writing rhymes, writing jokes, or, you know, I'm somewhere bagging with some people, and it's really just me. So I really got that connected to that experience, because I feel like in some way people weigh you down with like their expectations or their perception of you or how they view you and what they think you should be doing.
Right.
And even though what they think you should be doing is probably always a good option, it's not your choice.
Right.
So that causes a confusion if there's too many people around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you want to be great, it's definitely a science to it. You got to figure out how to get what you want and still maintain that very human need to be a part of the group. Because I don't give a fuck how dope or how individualistic you are as an artist, you still want to be a part of some type of group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no rogue niggas in the world unless they're born psychopaths and doing some wild shit. But Ty, what about you? With all the family, like, was your family there for all of your major stuff, major accomplishments?
I guess I'm a little bit different in this. One, I wasn't all that good at sports, but I did the things that normal kids do when they supposed to be doing something else. I played the sports, I played the basketball and all that stuff. My dad didn't come to a lot of the games. My mom came to some of the games, but I always just looked at it like they was busy. You know what I'm saying? And then when I hear you guys talk about them not being there, I know that there's an edge to the game that you had. I'm wondering, would that edge still be there?
Nah, I probably wouldn't.
So then, like, even like when I perform comedy and stuff like that, like I don't want my family there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I have to be in killer mode. You know, I can't be in the nurture mode. Y'all good? Y'all straight? Y'all okay? You know what I'm saying? So I gotta feed that beast that you was talking about that's inside. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
There's a level of nurturing that must take place too, because you mentioned psychopath, and
Right.
If it isn't nurtured, then it becomes the 21-year-old gang member.
Right.
Then it may, excuse me, not it is. It may become the bank robber. Because everyone needs a level of nurturing. You know, I was fortunate enough that I was sent off to college.
Right.
You know, now it's all about it's a for-profit business, college is. But
Right.
it's
Eliminate student debt.
yeah. And I think if I would have had that nurturing, because I went to college at 17. I didn't turn 18 to, obviously I was in college, but I needed it. I look back and I see how I'm raising my son. I'm like, I ultimately needed that like no tomorrow.
All day long.
Yeah, because I came in college underweight. You know, I was like 155.
Yeah. Probably fast as shit.
Fast as hell. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That was one of my talents. Yeah. And what I didn't understand is, if your purpose isn't parallel to your need, your wants overcome it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I want women. No, I needed to be in the gym working on my purpose. I want women. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
So there's like this nurturing that the mother has, that the father has, or the grandfather or the grandmother, that allows you to fall in love with your needs, which is also parallel to your purpose.
100%. 100%. I believe that same way. I feel like whatever you want out of life, you focus on that, and everything you attract because of it will be in order.
Yeah.
But if you,
Facts.
you know what I mean? But that's very hard to, it's very hard to conceptualize that as a young man.
Right.
Because prioritizing and compartmentalizing the different portions of your life are something that you get taught by somebody who does it. You know, I was raised by people who were mostly responding to life and what it took to survive.
Right.
But they weren't necessarily compartmentalizing and cultivating the shit that they wanted for real. My mother's a hell of a singer. I'm talking about elite level, pretty like Beyonce. She didn't make it as a singer. She worked at Northrop and had a few jobs here and there. But she wasn't really operating solely in her purpose. And what black people do who haven't found their purpose is they think it's church. So they go to church and now that's my purpose. And I don't necessarily agree with that. So if you're watching and you're a young man, you got to find what your purpose is to get what you want for real. If you want a submissive chick, if you want a woman that's going to be there for you, that's I ain't going to say submit to your will, but she's going to be a wife.
Right.
You got to find somebody that respects your purpose and is drawn to you because of that, I think.
Right. And you mentioned hard to tell a young man to be to stay on his purposeful road, right? Or navigation system. It starts with taking out the trash.
Oh, yeah. And making you better.
It starts with, I was just about to say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It starts with making your bed up. Disciplines are transferable. Women isn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? Drugs isn't transferable,
Right.
but disciplines are. You get what I'm saying? So that's the...
Somebody out there like, you're a damn lie. I'm a crack baby.
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean?
No, I agree, man. That making your bed up thing is everything. Because that's the first thing you do when you're in the bed when you wake up. Get that right.
Wash your face, brush your teeth. Those disciplines.
Floss. Like right now I ate, so I need to floss. But flossing, brushing your teeth ain't enough.
Right.
Floss.
Facts.
Matter of fact, you don't really have to brush. If you floss, you could gargle with water and be cool.
Nigga.
I've never done one without the two, so
Gargle with the water.
Or you can floss and eat a lemon. I mean, your enamel gonna be fucked off after a while, but you're gonna be fresh breath.
Brush your teeth out there in the world, man. Don't listen to Craig. Eat the lemon.
What constitute a bitch ass nigga to you, Fred?
gang banging, drug dealing, pimping, thinking a real nigga is more valuable than an honest man.
Hey.
I don't like that term real. I use it in social settings, but if you get me one-on-one in a straightforward conversation, I hate that term real nigga. Like I hate it because it supersedes Jesus.
Right.
It supersedes Buddha. It supersedes whatever faith you believe in. It supersedes your family because that's why they out robbing banks. That's why someone is planning to rob somebody in Vegas at the Earl Spence Terrence Crawford fight,
Right.
Because they want to be a real nigga. I saw Fred Taylor on the Pivot. He said, you want to check my credentials? Go to 70th and let's say MLK Boulevard.
Right.
I'm like, you was an NFL running back for years. Your credit should be stamped by your family.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean?
More honorable to rob a crooked white man or a bank?
Neither.
Okay.
Neither. You know, you shouldn't be dealing with the crooked white man.
Right.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't be dealing with no crooked man. You know what I mean? Because and then that's I'm not a real like church going guy at all. But I do believe that all these books are principles that we can instill in us to make us honorable men.
Right.
So if you are an honorable person and someone deceives you, then that makes them inhonorable.
Right.
You are honorable for letting them go. You are dishonorable for still making your life parallel to theirs.
Is a married man purchasing sex dishonest?
Yes.
Why?
If he is aligned with his wife,
And she's in agreement with that.
yes. But then you got to fall back to on earth.
Right.
On earth.
Right.
Yes, on earth. That you do what you do on earth. But when you're talking about the spiritual realm,
Let's talk about it.
it's wrong.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
All day.
So like, yeah, you can have fun. You're being honest with your wife, but is your goal heaven? Or if
Right.
you're an atheist, I guess it's the right thing to do, you know?
Right.
So yeah.
Todd?
Yeah, it's wrong. It's definitely wrong. Don't be out there buying no draws. You know what I'm saying? They be selling feet pictures and all that, and people is really off that. Dudes that are into feet is crazy to me. I don't understand
I
that.
need y'all to comment. Who's balder?
Oh man, he's lighter, so it'll probably be him because they can see it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with you, man. The moral compass is something that's missing. Even as a comic, I play with the limits and say shit I shouldn't say, but I definitely have a moral compass. You know what I mean? And every day, I feel like they try to challenge men who live by a standard.
Right.
Like, every day is something new in the news or something that kids shouldn't even have access to that's accessible on their cell phones. Every day we fight to be the person we should be.
Right.
You know, how do you make sure you're being the man you're supposed to be at all times?
It's easy. Like your inner man is damn near is perfect.
Right.
You know, like it's at 45, Craig, it's easy to know what's right from wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the beautiful thing about life is it gives you opportunities to put things in place that doesn't allow you to veer off. For example, I use myself as the example, right? I have 2 beautiful children. I go to everything. My son goes with me to basketball practice.
Right.
You know, that's things are in place that doesn't allow the mind or your physical being to wander off into those things, you know.
Right.
And I do understand that we're flawed humans. And those in those idle moments, you are going to have those thoughts. You are going to have those urges. And then you got to lean on the disciplines that you created prior to that urge, you know, whether it's spending time with your family, going to play basketball, going to 24-hour fitness, going to church, you know, serving your community. You know, there's various ways that you can interrupt that urge.
That's for sure. Todd, how do you make sure you're giving back, bro? I just want to know.
Man, you gotta. My pops told me like this. My pops used to tell me like this. He says, your 20s is gonna set up your 30s. Your 30s is gonna set up your 40s. Your 40s is gonna set up your 50s. Your 50s set up your 60s. So you should always be trying to improve and plan for the next shit that's coming up. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you already have it figured out. I feel like you should still be learning and still trying to figure out more as you go.
Right. 100%. I agree with all that stuff they said. It's going to move us along to the next part of the conversation. We talk about what's right and what's wrong in life. What's wrong with boxing, Fred?
The fighters are getting pimped. And when you're in the 1% of boxing, it's easy to forget about the 99%. You know, so if you're an elite fighter, I don't care what ethnicity you are. We got tons of boxing fans out there. I don't care. You forget about the 99% because you're getting paid handsomely, and you forget about life after your prime years, right? You got a small window, and after you get out of that window, you become part of the 99%, and that becomes cyclical.
Right.
It becomes cyclical, and I genuinely believe boxing is the most independent sport that we have in America. It's not governed by the government. It's not governed by a union. It's governed by individuals, right? And I think boxers need to stop allowing themselves to be pimped and own it, you know, and like promoters, managers, advisors. I think all those men are like VCRs. They're like 1985. You don't really need them because you can go, we live in a 2023, it's a direct to consumer age. You know, I sold over 20,000 movies in 2 years during COVID, worldwide pandemic. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So thanks to you.
Congrats on that. You can't,
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, I definitely appreciate the Nation of Islam. You know, they were wonderful. Man, them bean pies. They sold enough bean pies to buy at least 6,000 movies. but
hey, all y'all in the Nation, I fuck with y'all, man. It's all love.
I fuck with them too.
That's some wild stuff, man.
You know, but what was the question?
Shit, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
No, I think I said, what the fuck did I say, Todd? Oh, I said, what's wrong with boxing?
Oh, boxing. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's not in shambles to the naked eye, but on the interior, they're in shambles. Boxers waiting to fight. They fighting once a year. They getting pimped with smiles. Like, ain't not the worst thing get pimped with a smile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. These promoters and advisors like Al Haymon, oh, I love you, brother. But the reason why you can't fight, brother, is because I really don't have the money. But I can't tell you I don't have the money. So I'm gonna tell you, this fighter won't take the fight.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? And then when you own the property, you can promote for your personal best interest.
Right.
So for example, when you have fighters like, I'm very outspoken about PBC and Al Haymon. I think Al Haymon is a bad for business guy because he advocates for he can advocate for both sides of the fence.
Right.
You know, he could tell a fighter A something and he could tell fighter B something, but fighter A and fighter B will never ever have a conversation because they believe they're being Al Haymon's putting their best foot forward.
Right.
But like I said, I sold 20,000 movies, put up my own money, was my own producer, was my own director, got talent, did everything. You're not a boss if you're not putting up your own money.
100%.
You're a middleman. You're a middleman.
Yeah.
If you're not putting up your own money, you are a middleman. Al Haymon is a VCR. In 2023, we don't need middlemen.
Let me clear something up. When he says 20,000 movies, he's saying he sold 20. His movie was bought by 20,000 people.
Yeah, got 20.
He hasn't put out 20,000.
No,
like,
no,
this
no.
motherfucker's working, man.
Like,
I mean, shit.
Damn.
How many cameras do you got? Like,
Yeah.
okay, and then okay. All right, cool. So we got a fight we've all been waiting for.
Right.
Despite the Al Haymon odds, despite all the shit, and I feel like this fight is happening right on time.
On time.
Maybe a year or two earlier, but you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Crawford's a little older. But I mean, it's on time. It's as on time as you could be with the given environment.
Sure.
So we got an A side, which is Spence, obviously, because of the sales.
Right.
We got the B side, which is Crawford, who to me is the better fighter.
Right.
In boxing, normally people go with the bigger, more talented fighter, because if two dudes are equally as talented, but one is bigger, the bigger guy is going to win the majority of the time.
Right.
I don't think that's the case in this particular fight. I think that Crawford has feet. I think that I've seen him win in a multiplicity of ways. I've seen him win in more ways in bigger fights than any other boxer in boxing right now. Maybe except with the exception of Tyson. So I'm giving him the edge, but I'm not fully confident. I am confident in his abilities. You, as a boxing expert, knowing all the things that are on the line, who are you putting your money on, and why should we bet on them?
First, I will say I do agree with you. Crawford does have feet.
Right. That's hilarious.
I know you gonna
He got 10 toes, a heel, an arch.
Hey,
motherfucker got an elbow.
yeah, that speaks to the point. So you would have chose Kobe over Shaq. You get what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Yeah. So Crawford is a hell of a fighter. The closer we get to the fight, the more in a limbo I am.
Yeah, you have to be.
Last week,
Right.
2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
I already put my bet in for Spence. So I got Spence, bigger, stronger guy. But Terrence Crawford is like me. He's more like me than Earl Spence, I would say.
Right.
Earl Spence has publicly got ejected out of a car. He had some substance abuse issues. You know what I mean? He said he derailed a little bit.
Right.
Now he's all family. Whereas Terrence Crawford he doesn't have any tattoos. He's never done drugs.
Right.
He said yesterday he has 6 kids with one woman, one with another. So when you look at it, it's easy to choose Terrence Crawford because he lives boxing.
Right.
You know, I choose Spence because I've been in the gym with him. I
Right.
know his dog. I know his mettle. I know his pedigree per se. I've seen him physically break grown men. You know, I think he will break this grown man being Terrence Crawford. I do believe Terrence Crawford will have moments. I do believe Earl Spence is going to throw that jab and Terrence Crawford is going to counter.
Right.
I do believe Terrence Crawford is going to use his feet and navigate that ring
Yeah.
and have great rounds. I 100% believe that. I just think if you hit a rock for 10 years with a drip,
It's gonna break apart. Yeah. Right.
and those 10 years are 10 rounds. So I think by the 11th round, Terrence Crawford will be that tired pit bull with his mouth wide open,
Yeah.
waiting to get hit by the next car.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a good way to look at it. I can't argue with it. I'm basing it on something totally different because
Sure.
I'm a weirdo.
Uh-huh.
I'm basing it on their mothers. Terrence Crawford mother has a Harriet Tubman mentality. She's
She out there free as slave?
no, she's not out there freeing slaves, but she's a different type of woman where
Facts.
she's willing to go. She a killer motherfucker. If you were sitting in front of her cheering against Terrence, I feel like she would turn around and stab you in the neck. You know what I mean? Not saying that she would actually do it, but I'm saying she has a dog mentality. And when I heard him talk about how he got into boxing, I mean, besides his father and a few other people being boxers, but she was more influential in his decision in him sticking with boxing than anybody else in his life because she would not allow him to be a bitch. And anytime a man's mother doesn't allow him to be a bitch, because most of the time it's the opposite. Most of the time a mother's going to call to you and tell you the shit that you don't need to hear. So when I heard that just, for some reason, that just struck my soul. Like, damn, his mother basically was, giving him the speeches that Pops probably should have been giving him and taking him back to fight niggas and just doing, excuse my language, doing wild stuff. So I'm going strictly based on his mother.
Okay.
No boxing.
Wow. I mean, she did put him in the middle of the street and say, anybody beat my son gets $5 or $10.
That's
$20.
crazy.
Yeah.
We just
She did
talked
what?
about nurturing. He was like, what, 9 or 10 years old when
Yeah.
she did that?
What did she do?
If she basically said, put her son in the middle of the street, anybody can whoop my son on his block gets a cash reward.
Anybody? Or just
I mean, kids.
Oh,
Kids.
okay, all right.
I mean, kids. I mean, that would be
her boyfriend stepped in the ring. Yeah, fuck, I hate this little nigga.
facts.
That's funny.
And he kicked him in the ding ding.
Yeah, right. I'll fuck him up. Wow.
And then also, I haven't seen Spence. If we could just keep it on boxing, I haven't seen him fight backing up much. I think at some point he's going to be backing up. I don't think he's going to be coming forward the whole fight.
Oh, Crawford is elite. So he's going to have a counter game. He's going to have to find pockets and rounds to take off.
Right.
It's just sports. You were an elite athlete. Yeah. You were an elite comedian. And so you find spots where you needed this 20-second rest.
Right.
And Spencer's going to have to find it, and he will go high guard, fight on his back foot. And I also believe that Terrence Crawford's dog in him is gonna force Spence to back up.
So I agree. Yeah.
Because Sean Porter had success turning him.
And that's the fight that I use to gauge these two fighters. I personally think that Porter beat Spence. Besides the knockdown, I feel like Porter controlled that fight. I feel like they fought Porter's fight for the majority of the fight, and I feel like Porter won that fight. I feel like that should have either been a draw or 7-5 Porter. And when I watched the fight with Porter and Crawford, Porter was winning that fight as well, but Crawford's ability to adapt, 2 and 3 and 4 game plans in, it's like whatever you take away, he finds something different, or his setup game is crazy because was it a left uppercut that he knocked Porter down with? It was a left hook. He had been setting that shit up from like round 2. And when it finally landed later in the fight, it was just amazing because he kept making him shoot it until he caught him at the right time, but he kept shooting it. So I just feel like his setup game is elite level, and I feel like he's going to set a trap. And because Errol is coming forward a lot and going to the action, I feel like if you're good at setting traps, eventually you're going to step on something, So
let me ask you guys this. The way you guys break down the fight, is it similarities to Tyson and Holyfield, or is it totally different?
Nah, to me, this is different because they both come. Tyson and Holyfield. Well, Holyfield could do everything,
right?
But he came forward a lot, especially when he fought Tyson. I feel like he just outskilled Tyson with his counter punching. But to me, this is more similar to Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Okay.
Or Cotto and Mayweather.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or because you got to at this weight division. Spence is possibly one of the most gifted athletes physically, just on to probably fight at this weight division besides a Sugar Ray Leonard or somebody like that. But he's very gifted. He's a very gifted athlete. So I see it as that. What fight do you compare it to?
Oh wow, Hagler Hearns.
Hagler Hearns.
3 rounds of hell. Oh man, yeah, Hagler Hearns. I see it as a middle of the ring fight until someone can't stand in the middle any longer, and they will maintain and sustain their advantage, and ultimately the other fighter will succumb.
Yeah.
And by the way, I never thought Tyson was that good.
Never. I thought he.
I thought he was a bum. Like
I don't know about a bum. I don't know about a bum. Hold on, a bum.
Tell me a big fight he won. Tell me a big fight he won.
Okay,
Tony Tubbs.
He said Tony Tubbs. Spence was a big fight.
No, he was a light heavyweight. He was a cruiser light heavyweight, man.
Okay, which Spence is the one that beat Larry Holmes?
Leon.
Okay, so that wasn't okay.
No, it was Michael.
Okay. Well, shoot. What about Trevor Bourbon? Who did he take his title from?
Well, I mean, I think Trevor Bourbon, you get that at like 1:45 in the morning. But Trevor Burbick, yeah.
Burbick, my bad.
Yeah. Trevor Burbick, yeah.
I said Bourbon. That's hilarious.
Trevor Burbick. He's actually the last guy to fight Muhammad Ali.
Really?
And down there in the islands. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that's where Don King got beat up. The story where Don King got beat up down in the
Who beat him up?
I think it was maybe the people that sold the bean pies or something. So I heard. But no, I'm seriously.
Yeah.
Down in
but
the islands.
Yeah, down in the islands. But
Jamaica and stuff? What island?
no, like Bermuda or something. I don't want to get the wrong island, but I know it's one of those islands.
Somebody was about to kick him.
and,
Might have been Catalina.
Hey, you never know.
Don King took the jet skis out to Catalina, and the nation was after him on the Sea-Doo's. Could you imagine a high-speed chase between Don King and the nation of Islam?
Only in America. Only in America.
300 jet skis behind him.
Hey, the cold thing about Don King, he was not no punk. He was a real gangster.
Well, he went to jail for
murder.
Yeah, went to jail for it. Numbers. Can you believe that?
Yeah, running numbers for the mob.
Yeah.
Shout out to Don King.
But if you show me a big fight, Mike Tyson won, I'll be quiet. I know they hot in the chat, but
right.
I don't know a big fight he won.
But the problem with boxing, like you were saying, was like the scheduling. Like you don't get those matchups. I feel like they gave him Lennox Lewis late. You know what I'm saying? Like they should have did that earlier.
Right, definitely.
Do you think boxing would benefit from a tournament?
Oh yeah,
they had one, right?
Super 6. Andre Ward, Super 6. He won it. As a 5th seed, basically.
Yeah.
And now he's a forever fighter. He's a pound for pound great. He's on every time you mention boxing, his name will be pulled out the hat.
Indeed.
it does need a tournament. But when you're not governed by anything,
Right.
you can do whatever you want. If you got a $500 million, you can jump in the pool.
Isn't that what Devin Haney's doing?
No, he signed with Top Rank. But
Is he signed as a fighter, or is his company signed as like a partner?
I don't know that, but I know his last 3 fights have been on Top Rank. So
Okay.
so he has some affiliation with Bob Arum.
Yeah.
Because earlier you were saying they're not governed by anything, so that's like a good thing.
No.
That's bad, right? Because you
No,
would
but
need
no, it's good if you're moving with integrity,
right.
but it's capitalism.
Right.
So one bad apple heightens capitalism.
Exactly.
So you get what I'm saying?
Right,
It doesn't
right.
matter. Like if I'm an honorable man, I got to make a decision,
Right.
right? Do I charge more or pay less?
Exactly.
Like that's capitalism. You
That's
know
why
what
they
I mean?
that's why they need a governing person over
Yeah.
it,
or the fighters come together. See, the fighters don't understand that they're the product.
Right. I mean, that's a very interesting concept. I think that, how can a consumer understand the other side of the spectrum? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I think in all things entertainment that black people do, they don't understand they're the commodity. To me, the NBA baffles me.
Why is that?
Because all the top 20 players have to do is say, you know what, we're not going to play in the league. Let's just get together every week at the park and charge people to watch us play.
Right.
But would that work though? That wouldn't work,
I mean, why wouldn't it?
because just like in boxing, you get to make those decisions. Like I'm not doing a Christmas game. I'm not doing a back-to-back. Like why would I go to Philly
Bro,
and then DC?
Do you remember
know
when
what
the
I'm saying?
league went on strike, like about 10 years ago?
Uh-huh.
And LeBron, okay.
I'll be right back.
No
I'm
problem.
out of man.
And LeBron and Chris Paul and all them cats were touring.
Right.
And they were selling out arenas.
For sure. But that can only work for a little bit of time. I don't think that's sustainable.
Why not?
Because then you
People
get,
still go to Rucker Park 70 years later. The GOAT, Earl Mattinglow, has been dead for 30 years. People still go to Rucker Park. What do you mean? They still talk about street ball legends from the late 60s and early 70s. It can work.
what channel does the Rucker Park come on? They
It
don't
do-
have the network deals and all that kind of stuff.
They've had. You don't think they would have a deal if LeBron was there every Sunday?
Yeah, he's gonna have to be there every Sunday. These people, Kawhi Leonard is under contract, and he be taking games off
Right.
under contract. So could you imagine if it's just like, no, I'm not doing that.
So you're telling me that players need the NBA?
Yeah, I would think the players do need the NBA. Otherwise, it'll be boxing.
Why? Okay, let me ask you a question. Why do they need the NBA?
Because just like with boxing, it'll be like, okay, so the Lakers are supposed to play the Heat. And like, you know what? Nah, y'all don't deserve us. You only won 12 games.
So you
Okay,
connected to the brand.
yeah.
So if LeBron, so let me ask you a question. Is it fair to assume that, say LeBron never made it to the league,
Right.
never made it to the league, and then you heard about this dude playing at the park every Sunday who was the greatest player to ever play basketball?
Right.
You don't think that that's possible?
That'd be awesome. And then I wonder what he would be like if he was in the league.
So
And they
why
need to give
is
him
the
a shot.
league more important than the player? I don't get that.
That's why when Skip to Malou came to the league, it was a big deal and all
Right.
that, but he didn't get the love that he was supposed to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That should have been a way bigger deal. But because you're just an individual and you can't really, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't cross over like that.
Man, that's incredible to me.
Man, when you got 18 years of 22 years, 4 years of college, we'll just stay on that. It's brainwashing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All day long.
You know what they do when the first day of school when you put your right hand over your heart, ready, begin.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
advertise McDonald's, NBA, McDonald's, NBA. Then you go to Disneyland as a reward.
Yep.
McDonald's, NFL, Disneyland as a reward.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So,
Oh, yeah.
And then here's the most beautiful thing about it is, Harriet Tubman would have freed more slaves had they known they were slaves.
Right.
I'm gonna give you the example. LeBron James is a billionaire, right?
Right.
Right.
Jaylen Brown has a guarantee of $300 million. The next collective bargain agreement coming up next year, his extension, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, all these guys will be making $60, $70 million a year. You need nobody at this point. You need no one. Nobody. LeBron calls Steph. Steph calls Jaylen.
And do what?
Do what they want.
What they want.
What they want. You want an NBA?
Right.
Do you want your own league? You can start in 6 cities.
That's real spill.
Like I don't understand.
Okay, no, I'm not to cut you off, but if they were to start their own league, I think it'd be great for a little bit of time, but it can't compete with the NBA. Because okay, if you win 5 championships in the LeBron League, that doesn't compare to the 5 NBA titles.
Right.
That's the brainwashing.
That's the brainwashing.
It is
the brainwashing.
It is the brainwashing.
And then people said the MMA wasn't going to succeed. Boxing,
Right.
we got the WWF. Yeah,
Still out there cracking.
Yeah, they put some rules and regulation in. Now they do 1 million buys. But let me digress and say this:
Well, what if it was all? I mean, yeah, I don't. The brainwashing is hard to beat.
that propaganda.
It's crazy.
That's
North
part of the
Korea got
brand.
the biggest flag in the world for a reason.
Right. Right.
You know, so it's simply the brainwashing.
That's some heavy shit you just said.
What?
North Korea has the biggest flag in the world for a
Google it.
reason.
Google it. Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know. I would have never thought to Google that. Yeah, Google that, man. Now, let's get the measurements on the flag.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, but it's the brainwashing, and the Negro League did the same thing the ABA did. You know what I mean? White ice was always colder. You know what I mean? If you get in capitalism, you give someone $2 over minimum wage, the other person feels insecure.
Right.
They know that. They don't have to talk to the. They make the one that's getting minimum wage, they make him work more and call the man that made $2 more the manager.
Right.
It's all a game. It's
Yeah.
all like a Ponzi scheme, and we fall right into it.
Yeah.
So now you mad at the manager, and guess what you want to be? You want to become a manager.
Right.
You don't want to say, nah, I'm going to take this check, because what checks are is your primary investor.
Indeed.
People don't see it as like, people see it as a way to pay your bills. No, it's your primary investor. You control what you spend your money on. You control what your bills are. People don't understand that component. But at the end of the day, if you saw your boss, your job as an investor, you wouldn't have bought that 2008 Mercedes on 22s.
Right.
You know what I mean? You wouldn't buy Devin Haney wouldn't buy all that jewelry. You know what I mean? It's all in the game, but that's why they have middlemen. They call them agents.
So you said if you saw your boss as an investor.
Yeah, if you saw your boss as an investor, you wouldn't buy a Mercedes.
Why is that?
Simply put, because now you put value on your time.
There we go.
If you don't put value on your time, then you're gonna become a 30-year employee, and you're gonna be like that dude that went viral. They took his pension away. He went ape shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everything is and
Tyler's over there. But what's on your mind,
Well,
Tyler?
all right, have you ever been to a Big 3 game?
no, but I've
Then
maybe
they
I
ask-
have. Oh, I have in Vegas. I have.
All right, I've been to a Big 3 game. Have you ever been to like a NBA playoff game?
Oh, very much. Yeah.
Right. So when I went to the Big 3, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It felt like, watching people at the park play. You know what I'm saying? But they were really good, so I was loving it. But the feeling you get from an NBA playoff game is a lot different than you get from a Big 3.
So it's about feelings now.
Yeah, it's
the
about-
brainwashing feeling.
Yeah, and that's the problem that we have. You know, that's why Martin Luther King is so successful. You know what I mean? That's why pimps in the neighborhood is successful. That's why these scammers online are
Do you love your wife more because you married her?
Yeah.
If
If I'd have proposed to her, she said no, I wouldn't still be loving her like how I love her now.
But what I'm saying is marriage the reason why you love her? Like, do you love her because you love her or because you married her?
No, I love her because I married her because I loved her, and now that I married her, it's another level of love.
But it's a better love now that you're
Yeah,
married.
for sure.
Okay.
No, it's just marriage is just a disconnect to take her hand away from her father. You don't love your wife more. It's just Dad, I got her now.
Yeah,
I'm leading.
Yeah, this is
that's all
mine.
it is. That's all
Right.
it is. It's nothing like, because the father is supposed to. The only time a father is supposed to let go of his daughter's hand is if he's giving her to her husband.
Indeed.
That's it.
What if her father wasn't there?
Then that is a problem that the mother having.
You take her from her pimp.
That's called generation. That's called generational trauma. You know what I mean? That's called generational trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Oh no, go ahead.
No, but that's just the reality of it. If there's no father in place,
Right.
chaos exists.
100%.
And that's just the laws of the land. You
Kai
know what
about
I mean?
to say some. What you about to say? Kai?
So I definitely love my wife now more that she's my wife because now she's Mrs. McGuire.
Uh-huh.
That's my family now.
Right.
The chick I was trying to get to marry me, that was a whole different person. Like, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that now it's a family member. Like, you know what I mean?
I just don't. I mean, I guess you. Emotions validate fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that you. I know why, because she's a part of your rib. You know. I get all that, but I don't know. I guess I don't know if it's possible to love a woman more once you have that established. Maybe your kids are the only thing where it gets. I don't. But I think once they're born, that love is just.
Yeah.
All right.
The highest level that you could possibly get to. Go ahead.
So let's say you were in love when you were 19.
Right.
You loved her when you were 19 because you met her at a party. You thought she was cute, she was funny, shit like that, right? By the time you're 45, you probably done been hit by a car and she was there when wasn't nobody else there. You probably done been, you know what I'm saying, that nursed you back to health or some shit like that. It becomes a different level because nobody did that for you at 19.
Right.
But then at 45, like, yo, ain't nobody else here. But it be people in hospital beds and nobody's there but their wife.
Right.
But that's circumstantial though. That's not like the broader conversation. The broader conversation is basically, does this piece of paper force you to give you a higher elevation of love? You know, it's the faith. It's the time spent together. It's sweat equity together. So right. it becomes like a business relationship. It
right.
becomes a partnership. It
right.
becomes parenting together.
Right.
And that's the linchpin of it. You know, I think the happy wife, happy life thing should have been gone a long time ago.
Long
time ago. You know, I think everyone has to have a level of independent wealth, independent positive currencies. You know what I mean? And I think that's the problem we have. You know, there's a lot of entitlement. Like for women, you're supposed to love me.
Right.
You got 3 kids by 3 baby daddies. How can I love you?
I mean, you're lying. You can't.
It's like how can I love all of you? Right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, indeed.
Or you can reverse it. How can you love a man who has 3 kids by 3 different women?
Right.
So do you think that marriage is just a piece of paper?
No, marriage is a union. Marriage is a union. I told you, marriage is simply, Dad, I got her. Simply, I got her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can do the same things out of marriage, in a marriage. There are tons of benefits to being married. There are tons of legal language and jargon and laws and rules that advocates for marriage.
They called you Ari Spears brothers in the county. They killing us today, man.
Oh, they are.
I think the dad I got it part is ceremonial. Because, like I said, you could marry women who never had fathers or have been adopted or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't necessarily. It's more of a union, like you're saying, a partnership, and you're putting more years and years in. Like I said, things could happen that could elevate. Like, that I got more respect for this person. I got more love for this person now. Like if you went to a business venture with somebody. That first year, everything cool, whatever. But 10 years in, man, we've been rocking for 10 years. We got millions of dollars, man. I love this brother.
But I don't know if you can gauge love. This is why. Okay, we have a WNBA and we have an NBA.
Right.
Do you think that an NBA player loves basketball more than a WNBA player? Like, do you think you can gauge that, or is that just like who loves the game more?
I don't think you can gauge it.
I don't know if you can gauge that.
And I think that applies to.
Yeah.
Well, how many games a season do they play? WNBA.
Well, what the reason? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't watch it, but I'm not interested in women playing basketball. But what I'm saying is,
But you know who is? Russia.
Russia. They played. Brittany Griner made $500,000 in Russia.
Yeah,
she
right.
makes 180 or 220 here in the States. So,
But I
20
will,
from here on out. She ain't going back there.
I will say, well, more like 420. But I will say,
she made 420 here.
420, man.
Oh, I'm like,
You know the whole reason why she was over there.
But I will say this: if you marry a woman who doesn't have a father, your engagement journey is more like rehab.
right.
Like, I mean, I'm talking generally speaking. I know the woman in the comments, no, I'm talking about generally speaking. She needs to fall in love with her femininity. The only way she can fall in love with her man is if she's in love with her femininity. That's
Right.
the only way. A woman must have grace.
Most
A
definitely.
woman can't out N-word a man.
Right. I think that women who don't have fathers are destined to become whores. Not all the same. Maybe not all physical. Most become attention. I don't know if I could use the words in front of the kids.
Yeah,
That's why I call myself.
yeah, uh-huh.
Most
Yeah,
women
like you
become
said.
attention whores because they become addicted to the release of dopamine, serotonin. They always do things to get these hormone releases in their body so they feel better about themselves, or get these hormone releases so they can escape
Right.
arguments and multiple baby daddies, or participating in drug use so they can
Right.
go to sleep and not have to deal with their issues,
Right.
alcoholism. So I don't think it's possible for a woman without a father to love a man correctly.
I agree, and just to carry on further the conversation, women are now half naked, posting Bible verses.
Definitely.
I don't get that. Like I don't grasp it at all. Like how does a woman gets half naked for perfect strangers, imperfect
Oh,
strangers?
Balky? I haven't seen that episode.
That's a peacock. He a peacock.
That's crazy. Balky got strippers over this episode.
Yeah, but in addition to Balky, it's stalkers.
Dopamine, my bad. I know I always pronounce it wrong. My two front teeth are longer than the average human, so they get caught on my bottom lip a lot when I talk. Dopamine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, and I see it online all the time. Like, for example, in today's society, a woman is validated by a gay best friend, a gay male best friend.
Right.
A woman cannot be a woman with a gay male best friend.
No.
No, impossible. Like I don't. And then people play the race game, the skin game. No. You see it all across America.
Right.
How the hell are you calling a gay man about your relationship issues?
Right.
That's
yeah.
It's not adding up. It's 1 + 1 = 2. You need the same ingredients. Life is very, very simple. Make a cake. You need the eggs. I'm not gonna get into the ingredients. Vanilla extract, whatever, because I may miss an ingredient. Someone like, you don't even know how to cook. But what I'm saying
He's trying to make a
is
cake,
the same way a cake needs ingredients, so do a relationship.
Definitely.
And then we fall short because of this cyber currency.
Right.
People fall in love with cyber currency so much.
All day long.
Yep.
You know what? Gay men and straight women offer each other a sort of surrogacy.
Oh, wow.
Where they get from each other what they're supposed to get from whoever they're dealing with. You know what I mean? Like a gay dude is not gonna get that feminine energy he needs from another dude. So he has the female best friend because it's being teardropped, but he's getting droplets of womanhood. You know what I mean? And vice versa. Then they also are enablers to each other. You know what I mean? Because now she can call a man bitch and there's no consequences. Because he's already been broken by his uncle, his father, or somebody else has broken this man. And you know what I'm saying? So it's a weird thing. It's a weird give and take.
Yeah, you know what I like? I always play. I have fun when I see women with gay friends and so on and so forth. Because I'm the antagonist of the antagonist. You know what I mean? I love asking questions to antagonize people and force them to have their conversation with themselves. They won't tell me to but they'll have it internally, right?
Right.
So I say, oh yeah, you best friends, yeah. Oh, you Christian? Yeah. They both raise their hand. I say, all right, see you later.
Right.
Then they gotta talk amongst themselves.
Well, the Bible does say.
Yeah, you're Christian. Oh yeah. Sodom and Gomorrah is a park down the street. It wasn't in the Bible.
Hey, somebody in the comments said something you said on your show. They said you said you ain't black on your show. I've said that as well about myself. But the reason I say it is because I subscribe to Dr. Claude Anderson's definition of racism, which is the competition for wealth and resources between groups of people. Yeah. Why do you say it?
Because I'm the biggest antagonist ever.
Right.
And if you got these emotional blacks who believe Barack Obama's coming back for his third presidential campaign, I play upon it. Right. And I have no qualms with what I get back. Because I'm the Teflon Don. Like you can't, nothing you throw at me can stick to me on the internet. I don't live on the internet.
Right.
I play on the internet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
So I say that because I know you got this. Being pro-black is off the tree of the Democratic Party.
Talk about it. That's heavy. For most people won't understand that.
Yeah, because they already got the black woman as a feminist.
Right.
And now the black men want to be hard pro-black men.
Right.
They leave their religion, they leave their faith at home and walk outside as a pro-black man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so for example, you use Malcolm X as the example. He says, I don't care I stand for the truth no matter who tells it.
Right.
You talk to a man in private, they say the same damn thing. You take a man outside amongst 8 black men. Oh, black man, I love you, black man. This, oh, you a pimp. Oh, more power to you, brother. But in your house, you have integrity. When you walk outside, you're exchanging goods, materials with a pimp.
Right.
You go back inside, oh, daughter, don't do this, don't do that. You walk past a gang member, all right, what's up, dog, man? Don't worry about me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? They leave their integrity flag at home, but they pick up a Crip in the blood. Civilians don't even know that they Bloods and Crips in real life.
Right.
Because they got this thing called snitching. Oh, I ain't telling. You part of the problem.
Right.
Yeah, you just a silent Crip.
Well, if you're a civilian, bro, that is heavy. Real spit though. If you're a civilian, it's not snitching. It's called doing the right thing.
But they pick up this. But that's the problem when you leave your integrity at home.
Yeah.
You pick up the rules of the street.
Right.
For example, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Why is that even a conversation? Motherfucker, Snoop said they ain't nothing but hoes and tricks.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the Super Bowl, Snoop Dogg wore blue and said, Crip. He's a fool.
Right.
He's a clown. You know what I mean? But guess what happened? Everybody cheered him on. Everyone cheered and applauded, and he sold out his next concert.
Right.
I said, that's BS.
LeBron.
I'm a coon. I'm a coon for that.
Man.
I'm a coon for saying Snoop Dogg posted a comment the other day. He says, man, we need to, everyone go to Snoop Dogg's Instagram. You know what I wrote in the comments? How about you go by your government name, the name that your mother and father gave you, and stop wearing them blue rags as outfits.
Right.
If you talking about unity,
right.
This man was about to go to jail for life.
Yeah.
Now he's sending other black men to jail for life. He gets paid by a record label to send other black men to jail for life.
Right. So where's the fine line?
The fine line?
What if Snoop is like, I got a family to feed, man. I didn't expect to blow up and be this large, but I got little Snoop, I got baby Snoop, I got grand Snoop.
That's the real coon.
Yeah.
Snoop is the real coon.
Man.
No matter how you say it, I would tell it to him. I'm not attacking the man. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
I'm not the man that say, hey, walk or something. But if we have a conversation, Snoop is the coon.
Who is on that level that is not a coon?
Snoop's the real coon?
Who is transcendent as far as marketing and money and popularity and mainstreamness and is not a coon? Is it possible to be that large and not be a coon?
It's possible. It's possible because you can move with integrity with your money. Like, for example, I appreciate how LeBron James appreciates his family, right? Like, you see my mother, you see my son, you see my daughter, you see my nephew, right? I appreciate that. But I don't like the fact that he's a Democrat. I don't like the fact that he put on his Instagram we're being hunted every day. No, we're not. We're not being hunted every day.
Right.
Part of it is a psychosis of black people.
Right.
I mean, there is a percentage of it that's I am all for the real world.
Right.
I am not for, oh man, we can't walk down the street because we black. Why can't we? I am all for if a white man says you can't have this job because he's black. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna build a bigger business and step on them.
Right.
You know, I sold 20,000 films
Right.
during COVID.
Straight up.
I turned down 750, signed my name. They give me a check for $750,000 in December. Turned it down.
Right.
You know why? Because I can't go that route because I want to see every dribble.
Right.
I want to see every dance recital. I want my nephew to come for the summer.
Yeah.
I can't do that I'm comfortable with my hand full of dollars that I have.
Right.
I don't need $100 million to live my lifestyle.
Man.
I need integrity to live my lifestyle.
Do you think you got that? I mean, because we come from a similar background where nobody is nothing, but you made something financially
Yeah.
from nothing.
Right.
You're definitely a rare case. So you speak from the perspective that a lot of people can't understand because they don't even know that being you is possible. Some people think that to speak the truth at all times, or at least what you believe to be the truth, could be detrimental to their financial gain or them being able to support their families. Do you think you could have spoke this, I won't say loosely, but with this type of just, what would you call it, Ty?
Vigor?
Vigor. Okay, fuck it, we'll say vigor.
It's a hard
But I think it's even, it's vigor, but to me, it's bolder than that. You know what I'm saying? If there's anything bolder than vigor, do you think that when you didn't have it, you would have still publicly been speaking this way?
Yeah, definitely. I was a school teacher for 7 years. We did 4 LA marathons. We did 2 school plays. Ghost came and spoke at my school on my dime. Amari Hardwick. I had so many celebrities come to my school, empower the kids.
At first I thought you said a ghost.
Oh, a ghost. Yeah.
Who's his brother in the back go, ooh.
Yeah, somebody in the chat says, where's Whitney? You know what I mean? But the point I want to make is, yes, it just wasn't refined.
Right.
I was laid off at 27.
From teaching.
This is all off the back of.
You had to be a math or quantum physics.
I was a special ed teacher.
Special ed physics?
Special ed, yes.
How to fall gracefully. How to get out your wheelchair gracefully.
Special ed physics.
They fired him.
Special ed physics, you know.
It's a cold school, man. That is a cold
Special ed high school. I
He was at the top of the hill with some of the kids and just letting them just roll down. Like, stop yourself.
Special ed.
That's physics.
Special ed continuation high school.
Right.
So I had the worst population in the school district.
Right.
One of my students is a professional fighter. He's 12-0.
That's fire.
He fought on Showtime.
So when you say special ed, because a lot of people don't understand that special ed is a misdiagnosis a lot of times.
Sometimes.
A lot of times I feel like with us, I won't go into the percentages because you know way more than me. So what did you do when you would identify a kid who was probably put in special ed because of a system failure? Like how would you get them where they needed to be?
I never treated them as such. I did the first play in school history. We did the first marathon in school history. I've Google my name. I was in every newspaper in Los Angeles. It's 2004 to 2007. I got a day named after me in DeWarty, California. So I never treated them as such.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that was the key. I didn't diagnose them. I received them. I was the intake.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was the school psychologist and the regular ed student say, oh, he's a problem. But every student in my classroom had a probation officer though.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. It's every week a probation officer came. Every week. No cap.
No.
At Mount Olive High School in DeWarty, because I know people are from California. I taught there 7 years. You know what I mean?
So all the kids were kids that
3 out of 7
had gotten in some type of trouble.
Oh my God, yeah.
Wow.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
So you said a lot of these gangbangers.
Oh yeah, a lot of the gang members, yeah.
They get 26 can't write in cursive.
Yeah.
Say, what is that Anunnaki letter you got here? That's cursive right, man.
Yeah.
That's top notch. Okay, so bam, I didn't know you were special. That adds to layers.
The Mexicans was from F-31.
Right.
Oh man.
Hey, what are they in Idaho?
Yeah, F-30 teams and F-31. Yeah.
Earth 30 team. That is elite funny. 30 team. Wow. Oh my gosh. I mean, that would mean that a lot of these rappers, you know, probably are special ed as well. Or just a lot of the people that have influence or the figures that they choose to represent us, they probably have, you know, special ed level understanding of politics and economics and what things really mean, you know?
And they're also the driving force for debauchery.
Were you ever brainwashed?
Never. I've never been brainwashed in my life.
Really?
No. I see. I transferred from being spooked by the door.
Great movie.
Yeah. Oh, one of the best movies that everybody needs to, and it's free on YouTube, so everybody needs to watch it. I went from spooked by the door to you can't tell me nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like everything that I've done outside of boxing, I mean, from 2007 up until now, we got boxing, I've written books, I've done movies, I've bought tons of property, you know what I mean? I've been a spook by the door. So I've taken resources to give to people, you know what I mean? And I played my role dearly, you know what I mean? Because I was handsomely rewarded in my private life, financially, you know, emotionally, spiritually. You know, you've been to my house.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you know, so so I've never been that, but I played the role.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I have emotional disciplines.
Right.
See, but you got to be emotionally disciplined to play that role. If you're not emotionally disciplined in the role, then shiny things fool you because they know monkeys like shiny things. They're impulsive.
Right.
They grab stuff. You know what I mean? And that's what we call rappers today.
Right, right. I mean, most people don't have an opportunity to cultivate their understanding in a place that's not poverty-stricken mentally. You know, it's like, you know, being comfortable, I think, allows you to dig deeper on things that you're interested in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, because what is Maslow's chart of, what's that Maslow's chart where it basically says that you can't even really make good decisions on an empty stomach, you know? Right. So, yeah, so how do people get to that place mentally, but if they're not there financially? Like, what's a good way to get there if you don't have it?
I say it all the time. I says you could be whoever you want physically, but internally you got to compartmentalize everything. You got to compartmentalize your emotions. You got to be able to yes it in.
Right.
You know, people don't have the ability to yes it in. Like, oh, I'm bad. You got to emotionally yes it in. I'm not grabbing the microphone and say, I graduated from college.
Right.
You didn't say my name? It's cool. I'm going to get this diploma and I'm going to open up this business.
Right.
But we don't have that foresight. And people think poverty is a black thing. It's an ignorant thing, lack of. You know what I mean? And I think that's the key. Stop thinking poverty is a color. Stop thinking not having is a color. Loss and negative is a color. You know what I mean? It's lack of father, lack of information, lack of family. You know what I mean? And I think that getting back to your point is I done a hell of a job. I sometimes I cry like for real, because we talked about it. Every one of my cousins went to jail. I know how to step on it. I know how to cut it. I know how to weigh it.
Right.
I know all of it. But I didn't do it. You know what I mean? And I've always had this offbeat personality per se.
Right.
You either can be Freeway Rick Ross or you can be Malcolm X. That's the options.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sadly and true, too many people choose to be Freeway Rick Ross. And that's just a metaphor.
Right.
But, I mean, it has some truth to it, but I'm not saying all on him. There's tons of dope dealers out there, you know.
Right.
And if whoever your person you deem is the epitome of, it could be Ida B. Wells. It could be Julio Cesar Chavez. You know?
So to me, you have the fundamentalist approach and discipline of a Malcolm X, but you're also very good with economics. So I feel like you fall maybe not somewhere in the middle, but you know I can see both sides of that in you. But I definitely don't see that you'll do anything for money, but I definitely see the understanding of knowing what to do and how to utilize it to benefit you
Yeah.
and your family.
Yeah.
So most people can't separate that because they find value in the money. So how do you determine value?
Family currency.
Period.
Family currency. Like, I don't step. No one has the passcode to my door, but 4 people. Can you give them the code to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. No one has.
3545.
3545. Go ahead. Yeah. But no one. No, I let no one in. No one in. Nobody is allowed in. Nothing. There's a barrier around it. No one. I don't invite people to my dinner table. I build culture at my dinner table.
Right.
I build culture playing basketball. I don't build culture drinking in the park. I don't build culture playing dreams and nightmares 100 times. That's not culture. That's death.
Right.
So I don't let people in. That's where my disciplines come. I'm satisfied with the real numbers. You said fundamentalist, right?
Right.
Well, if I have $10, if I invest 3 of it, shit, the best I can get is three back.
Right.
I don't invest 3. Like, I'm about to get $30,000 back.
Right.
That's where Tariq Nasheed's and them come in at. You know what I mean? Like, they prey on the people that voted for Obama.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that hope. Like, oh, he's going to do this. Don't worry. He couldn't do it as a president, so he's going to do it as a civilian.
Right.
If he didn't do it as the most powerful man in America, what makes you think he's going to do it as the most powerful civilian?
Right. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the whole dynamic, you know. And I'm just in my real life, I'm very pragmatic. I'm very colorful when I get on the mic. Because I am who I am, like you. You know, you're very colorful and highly intellectual when you're on the mic. So I mask it very, very well.
Right.
I can talk to a gang about A-trays and Hoovers and 7-4s. I would never take that conversation to my dinner table. I would never, ever say, I met a great man that was from Hoover Crip.
Wow.
I would never say, I met a great woman that sells her vagina on Figueroa.
Right, right.
9 out of 10 people in your chat, they think Nikki Barnes is great.
That's very interesting. So let me ask you from a different perspective. I want to see this side of the brain. Because as smart people, we can always tell you what's wrong with people. So I'm going to give you a few people, and I need you to tell me what's great about them.
Right.
Nikki Barnes.
Nothing.
Oh. Okay. Don King.
See, I know the man.
Right.
He had the ability to monopolize. He was great at monopolizing.
Right.
You know, he monopolized the imagination of the people and monopolized the power and made them powerless.
Right.
You know, so he was great at monopolizing.
You only have 2 names?
I got more. I'm just saying, man. You're dealing with a certain level of thinker. It's got to be something that really, because he had to really reach for that Don King. Yeah, he had the ability to confuse motherfuckers.
yeah, basically is what I said. Basically what I said, man.
The nigga was a manipulator. He's great at manipulating.
Facts. Big facts. Big facts. Big facts.
That's hilarious. Okay. Well, go ahead, Tyler. If you got something, say so.
Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway, I don't know the man, but he did a hell of a job at recovering. And
Yeah.
but no, let me digress.
All right, for sure.
We talk about power.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Penny Hardaway is spooked by the door. Ask me why.
Why?
He signed his son to Memphis. Now he's get to hand his son the ball for 4 years and put him in a position of power
To win. Right.
to win. So I look at Penny Hardaway, look at Deion Sanders, like, oh yeah, you doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Be the spook by the door.
Straight up.
Oh, LeVar Ball then.
LeVar Ball,
The greatest of all time.
All time.
Facts.
Go Daddy Stats.
Greatest of all time. We love you, LeVar.
He's a GOAT.
Yeah.
LeVar Ball is a GOAT.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
said, you know what? The black people call me coon. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use my half-white kids and my white wife for a level of protection.
Right.
Granted that they're great at what they do,
Right.
but I'm gonna use them for a level of protection. Get on these white shows, you know what I mean, and then monetize it. They took his whole idea.
Oh.
The G League is his whole idea.
Yeah, it is.
They told the man he was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, they tell me I'm crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I sit and I smile. I marvel at people that call me crazy.
Why is that?
Because look what just walked in.
Right, definitely.
Look what just walked in. You saw over 8,000 square feet.
Oh yeah, no, Fred is.
Yeah, you saw.
This is what I'm talking about, man. That's why I be laughing because you guys think that if a brother doesn't have a chain on and is driving a Rolls Royce and being ignorant, you think that there's no way.
Yeah.
But no, Fred is doing very well.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very well. So he's somebody you should definitely listen to. My pops put, He said his house is 8,000 square feet is what he's saying. He got a back house. He got another house that's bigger than your regular house. And then he has a pool that should be at the YMCA. And then behind that is a barbecue pit. And then behind that is more property.
Yeah, man. But it all started from an unemployment check.
Right.
I was laid off. And I had to hustle. I don't know how I did. When you tell me to lay it out, people say, "How'd you do it?" I just got up and I worked. Right. Dre was in med school.
Right.
I had to put her through med school. I did it. It wasn't something that I saw it was a burden. I know we're the only two cars on this freeway.
Right.
And we're going to his destination.
Right.
You know what I mean? The destination, we stopped and had 2 kids. You know what I mean? We stopped and bought some property, et cetera, and you know what I mean? But that's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? And I encourage everybody. I know Corey Holcomb don't agree with this because him and his baby mama, he wished his baby mama was dead. But what I'm saying is this. Your wife, fiance, better be a business partner. And it's the man's fault.
Right.
So I would say I'm using him as an example because that's your partner, and I respect Corey because he went from Chicago, no driver's license, and became so I know his story. Right?
Yeah, definitely legendary comedian.
Yeah. I'm using him as the example. I'm not using him to berate him. But what I'm saying is, it's the man's fault. The man chooses. Period. I've never seen a woman get on one knee outside of social media. The man chooses. Right. The man goes to the father and says, "May I marry your wife?" If you can't do that as a man, if you can't choose a spouse, you can't choose a business.
Right.
If you can't choose a business, your kids are going to be half of what they could ever be.
Right.
Because you hate the woman so much that you're not pouring into your bloodline.
I definitely think that, I think that that's a correct way of thinking. Christian Amurte says that there's no healthy way to integrate into a sick society. So I think the logical and the smart thing to do is definitely the way you said it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we choose women though. I feel like they choose us.
Nah, that's a simple way. They don't choose you. How can a woman choose you?
Well, I'm gonna speak from the perspective of it being her body. And her having
woman, no,
it ain't her body,
and her having to accept. Well, I'm gonna go.
Go ahead, dog.
No. And her having to accept you and embrace you in order for you to do what what you think is necessary with her.
Masculine currencies allows, if a woman is in love with her femininity, that's why women fantasize over celebrities,
right?
Because Hollywood paints them as the perfect man. The perfect man provides, protects, and loves. If you possess the qualities to provide, protect, and love, you got to understand, are these characteristics are going to be a weapon or a tool?
Right.
That's your decision.
Right.
When you make the decision to protect a family, a woman, then it's a tool.
Okay.
If you're out, doing what you do, then it's a weapon.
So when is it her fault?
When is it her fault?
Explain. So if you choose her and it doesn't work, when is it okay? When is it your fault or when is it her fault? Like how do we decipher whose fault it is when we have single mothers or when we have women who have children that don't live a certain lifestyle, maybe in and out. How do we decide fault?
Okay. I've never lived that fault. Right. I don't know that life. You know what I mean? I will say this. When finances comes before God and family, you're on the road to divorce.
Most definitely.
You
Say it
on the
one
ro-
more time.
When you're when you put finances before God and family, you got married to get a divorce.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? And I think that's just the rule brick for it. You know what I mean? Because a man would a woman would love a man with nothing if she believes he can provide, protect, and support her.
Right.
And
right.
love her, excuse me. We see it every day.
Right.
Denzel Washington is a great example. You know what I mean? She paid for the first date, she said.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But women see forever. But that's forever is attached to femininity.
Somebody said, Craig, ask him about the loan of $10K from his wife or something. That's what it says in this.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't alone.
Okay.
That's a great story. I was doing my first film. I did my first film on how you say it, Dwayne Poley and
The Hooper from
Dwayne Poley and
his son?
Freeman Williams, who actually made the NBA.
Dwayne Poley has so much bounce.
Yeah, he was an amazing player.
Yeah.
So what I did was, what I told you on the other half, I'm not going to tell what we talked about publicly,
Yeah.
but what we have is Dre was better at managing money. Right?
Yeah.
Because Dre's job is to hit singles.
Right.
My job is to hit home runs. Right?
Definitely.
So if I'm hitting home runs and everybody stop what they doing and screenshot this. Screen share, screenshot this. Because I'm going to give you game on top of game on top of game on top of game. When you're not married, if the man is hitting the home runs, give everything to the woman because she's consistently hitting singles.
Right.
So there's no 3-letter team that can come after you.
Right.
There's no law that can come after her.
Right.
They only can come after you because you guys are two separate entities.
Right. It's so much game that you are given in this. It's going to be over a lot of people's heads. They want to hear us roasting.
So when I say I borrowed $10,000 from Dre, because that's the story.
Right.
That is the truth.
Definitely.
That is the truth. I borrowed $10,000 from her.
Right.
To further the project.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But they don't understand with the big picture. But that's understand. See, I use the other example. People said, "Oh, go after Donald Trump because of his taxes."
Right.
You should have been learning how the hell he didn't pay taxes.
What's good about Barack Obama?
He's black.
And he got one thing.
What he say?
All right, okay. What's good about Donald Trump?
He uses his power. He flexes his power. That's the one thing that Barack Obama didn't do. He didn't flex his power. Great family man. I wanted him to be in a position of power. Great orator. He never flexed his power.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey. She has ugly feet.
What's good about her, sir?
But she did a great job being spooked by the door.
Okay. Hey.
She did a great job being spooked by the. She used the network money
Right.
to give people platforms that normally wouldn't have platforms. You know what I mean? I don't care what color. People get fixated on the color.
Right.
No, she was great at it.
What's good about R. Kelly?
He's in jail. I'm glad he's in jail. The motherfucker deserved to be in jail. I'm going to tell you a great story about that. Not a great story, but my neighbor, I don't want to say her name, but our neighbor around the corner when we lived in L.A., played basketball with Sparkle. Oh, I got the interview. It's on the internet. The interview's on the internet, so I can say that.
Yeah.
So, but she didn't say her name. She was in the 7th grade basketball team with Sparkle.
Oh, wow.
I got the whole interview online.
Wow.
Guess who was in the stands? And guess who Sparkle left with after the game?
Don't tell me it was your boy Kels.
Robert.
Yeah.
It was Robert.
Yeah, because, she had the keys to the Jeep.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man, that's wild.
Yeah, true story. I'm not kidding you not. And it was so powerful that the people reached out to me, Surviving R. Kelly,
Yeah.
to get her information so she could be a part of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, true story.
That's wild.
Yeah, so-
I'm surprised that Sparkle hooped.
Yeah, she.
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah. But yeah, it's
She was starting?
Yeah, that's definitely a starter.
Okay.
Definitely a starter because her. Y'all got to watch the interview. It's online. Google Sparkle, R. Kelly, yeah, whatever.
Pat Summitt.
Pat Summitt, man, she gave Candace Parker a chance.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Candace Parker.
Yeah. Okay. Fine and stuff. I mean, yeah. That's Okay.
Michael Olowokandi.
Michael Olowokandi, shit. I mean, that's when I had season tickets to the. I always say we should have got Vince Carter. You know what I mean? We should have got.
We could have got Vince Carter.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. We could have got Vince Carter.
Yeah.
That would have changed the whole dynamic.
Would've changed the whole.
He probably would have got hurt.
Yeah, he probably would've got hurt.
Game one.
Danny Manning.
Yeah.
And the other kid.
He'd have been Ron
Blake
Harper.
Griffin. Ron Harper. All of them got hurt.
Yeah, he'd have been Ron Harper. Vince
Sam
Carter got
Cassell
that.
can't get across the half court line in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Kevin Spacey. What's good about him?
Kevin Spacey. Shit. I don't know him personally, but in acting, he seems like an outlier.
Okay.
You know, I don't know him personally. It could be an act. It could be real.
Who do you think is the greatest actor on the planet right now? As a director, you're like, if I do a film, this.
Keep it real. I like Amari Hardwick.
He's fire.
I like him. You know why? He's vulnerable. I know people are gonna say Denzel and all that, but he's gonna. And I'm gonna tell you why. He's married to a white woman, and he publicly, cathartically worked himself through those emotions. You know, whether it was through an Instagram post, whether it was, and this is just an in post. You didn't give me a day to think about this. Okay. So maybe it will be different in a day. But I'm saying, so for the audience out there, but he cathartically worked his way through that. You know, and I appreciate that.
Right.
You know, I appreciate people who can methodically and logically work themselves through something.
Right.
Yeah, I appreciate, and he's talented. He's talented.
What would you say to Rizza Islam if he was sitting next to you? First thing.
I would say, where would you want me to start? Were you on Imperial and Crenshaw today, or King and Crenshaw? I would start there. But on the real, I think that RZA is misguided. I think RZA is too attached to groups. I think RZA, I'm not going to use the term lost because then I lose everybody, then it becomes contentious. But when everything you say is because of a group, the Nation of Islam, or what's the other churches, it's never what RZA say. It's never, and then I always question people who attach themselves to a cause.
Right.
He's always going against the government. And then I ask, what are you building? He's just building internet conversations. And then you say, so if you're building internet conversations, that means your base is YouTube, Instagram. And then I say, but Mark Zuckerberg owns this.
Right.
You're a part of a nation. Where's the nation building? Where's the nation's hotline? Where's the nation's Instagram? Where's the nation's Facebook? So when I look at all this false narrative, like you can't tell me the white man is the devil, but then you get angry and say, this is my 13th Instagram.
Right.
It's not adding up. But people are so attached to the emotional message, they're not attached to the reality of the message. You know what I mean? The reality is there's nothing there.
What do you think he would say about you?
He would call me an agent. But I have a family. You don't. I have millions. You don't.
Right.
I'm building bloodlines. You've never led a woman. Farrakhan told the world. I didn't tell the world that you were being charged with RAPE. I just repeated what Farrakhan said. So if Farrakhan says it, it must be true, right? Because that's the minister. I didn't say it. You know what I mean? And naturally, I did a film, 9 Wives. So it has that contentious in it. You guys see my sweater. I was born in Harlem. I was born in Presbyterian Hospital where Malcolm X was pronounced dead. So,
Yeah.
So I have an affinity for him. I love his story, you know. But I don't see structure from them. I don't see nation building. I see let's pick a subject and let's get on the biggest mountain we could find, which is a street corner. Temples are closing down.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think RZA is misguided. Because he doesn't have anything.
What white man is Dr. Umar Johnson most similar to you?
What white man?
In history, it could be somebody, you know, but you had to compare him to a white man. He was like, this is...
That's a fraud. Ooh. Jim Jones? Because he started out of the Nation of Islam.
Wow. Jim Jones in San Francisco that took
Jim
everybody...
Jones, yeah, it's
From
pictures.
balling?
No, you know, he's high as a
I think
motherfucker.
it's Jim Jones. I think it's Jim Jones.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, he spoke.
So
And
Jim Jones, the white faith healer that killed 900 and something people.
I believe he started out of the nation. I have pictures. Yeah, it's just a fraud. He's going to build a little paradise for people. Umar Johnson is going to build a little school for people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And 10 years to build a school.
Huh. Hey.
I remodeled a mansion in less than a year. Like, you get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So
right.
I don't grasp it. See, that's the problem. They have nothing.
Right.
Umar Johnson is trying to correct black women, but have 2 daughters.
Right.
How are you going to correct black women? Correct yourself. Correct your daughter. Go reconcile your relationship with your baby mamas.
Right.
No leader in any community should have a baby mama. No leader.
So you're saying if I run for president and I got a baby mom, I should automatically be out the race?
Yes, because you can't lead from a family structure.
So if you can't head a household, you can't lead a people.
It's impossible. It's damn near impossible.
Man.
Nation building starts with families.
Right.
And see, people say, "Oh, we need a code." Build family. That's the code.
Right.
Build family. You don't have to. We don't never have to speak the same language. But if you walk into a park with 2 kids, I don't know you. I'm gonna nod and I'm gonna understand. See, I respect that.
Right.
You walk into a park with, I respect it. That's God's order. We get out of order. You said something earlier about order, like about your purpose and your wants.
Right.
Same thing. People are out of order. You know what I mean? We are simply out of order. I don't understand how a man can say, I'm going to have a woman that I don't see forever in.
Right. Huh.
I don't understand that. I don't grasp it at all.
Who would be the number one conversation you would want to have with somebody right now?
Whew. Really? Farrakhan.
What would you ask him?
Why are you quiet about the Nation of Islam murdering Malcolm X? And why is your ego so big that you saying a nation did what a nation's supposed to do with a traitor? But people fail to remember that he drove from Boston on that very day, and the killers came from the same mosque in which he was which he was the guest speaker, or I don't know what they call him, the guest something,
Right.
at that mosque.
Wow.
Why don't he tell the people who Elijah Muhammad really is? Why don't he become the man that he wants black men to be? Honest, with integrity, family man. Why don't he take a family picture? Why don't he talk about the kids that he had outside of Khadijah? He won't do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Are you Muslim?
no,
Okay.
no.
What's your faith?
Team Hawthorne.
You talking about Hawthorne like by Gardena?
Like my last name. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I genuinely believe that you can't have anything, you can't believe in nothing greater outside of your house.
Right.
God is in the house. You know, I can't have a greater faith than anything outside of my house. I can't believe in a man more than I believe in the 3 people in my house.
Right.
Dre, Lincoln, and Kennedy. I can't.
Top notch. Todd. What's your religion?
I'm Christian. Yeah.
So, do you put your religion before your family?
No.
So give me an okay. So you don't put your religion. So I mean, really, I've never. I met you in church when I was 12, right? But wow, when the last time you been to church?
Right.
Man, I don't know. Was that like might have been 2 months ago, but usually watching it on YouTube.
Hold on,
now.
Fred, you got to get out of here.
No.
Okay, cool.
No,
cool.
we good.
You said a couple months ago.
Yeah, but I watched
7
it on
o'clock.
YouTube.
7 o'clock.
Okay, 7. All right, cool. 6:23.
Live streaming.
Yeah, no, we went deep real quick. I got
Ask me when was the last time I've been to church.
Fred. When's the last time you been to church?
Last night.
Really?
Yeah, we sat at the dinner table.
Oh, there we go.
I feel culture at the dinner table. People think God is in the church.
That's top notch. No, I mean, yeah, God is everywhere but
Lincoln
the
said
church.
grace.
Yeah,
Dre cooked, and we had communion.
right. There we
It's
go.
simple. It's simple. I'm not gonna break no motherfucking holistic cracker and drink some Welch's grape juice.
Right, right,
People want to be a part of a group, but they don't want to love their bloodline.
right. What conversation? If RZA Islam met Donald Trump, what would be the first thing you would tell RZA to ask him?
Wow. What would I can I get my Twitter back? I don't know. I think, or do you have a job for me? Like Don King, you said Donald Trump. Donald Trump is more like RZA than Barack Obama. By
Wow.
far. By
Donald
far.
Trump is more like RZA than Barack
Publicly, it's
Obama.
public. Oh,
okay.
by far.
Okay.
By far. By not even by a landslide.
Okay.
He's an extremist.
Okay.
Donald Trump is an extremist. RZA comes off as an extremist, right? They have more in like. RZA Islam has more in common with Adolf Hitler.
They called you Dr. Heinrich.
Oh, Dr. Henry Clark. Yeah. Yeah, that's a compliment. That's a compliment. That's a compliment.
I mean, he's a monster. But I never.
Monster. He's a monster.
Well, I don't know if hold on. I can't agree with that. You're saying that RZA has more in common. No, man.
He's an extremist.
Okay.
He believes in a monolithic society. Donald Trump inspired white people January 6th. RZA Islam wants to inspire black people on January 7th. You get what I'm saying? Or
Right.
February 25th. That's Farad's birthday.
Right.
Farad Muhammad, white man's
right,
birthday.
right.
You know what I mean? So February 25th, they want to have a nationwide Saviors Day where all black people get together.
Right.
Donald Trump wants to invade the Capitol on January 6th. He wants a monolithic culture. He wants everything inside.
Right,
What's
right.
everything within. Barack Obama wants to unify. They're more in common. I didn't say they have to agree, but you can go the same speed on a 405 you can on a 605.
Right.
You don't gotta be on the same freeway to go the same speed.
I agree. That's very interesting. So I can't wait to have RZA. I want to hear what he says.
Oh yeah, please.
In response, man. I mean, but I do feel like the brother drops a lot of science on the people with some of the facts and.
If I read the books he read, I could say the same thing. Like that's the loophole. That's the big loophole in, let's say, Black America. Don King did it,
Right.
right?
So how do you think Wu-Tang would think about your view of RZA?
Yeah, shout.
He'll give me a pass because I'm from New York.
Yeah. Raekwon gonna talk to you when he see you. Hey, son, what's that shit you said about RZA, son?
Yeah.
No, man. Hey, man, I respect you for always speaking your mind, man. I think we need more people like you in the world. You know, so difference of opinion. You know, I don't know. I got to dig deeper into some of those things. Let's dig back into, you know, acquiring millions, because you always give me game. Every time I talk to you, I just be quiet because I just want to learn. A young man has a job. He makes $50K a year. You know, he wants to start a family. He wants to be wealthy one day. Making $50K a year, which is about the average start. What are some of the first couple things a man should do to position himself to be where you are today?
Well, the average salary for a black male is $36,000.
Oh, my bad, 36.
And a black woman is $30,000.
Yeah,
That's nationwide.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But I want to give. We can go with the 50,000. I want to give people a real understanding.
Well, let's go with
of what the real numbers are.
Let's do the real numbers. Yep. $36,000 a year.
Yeah, 36 is the average for a male, black male.
Woo. So what?
That's That's every black male. So
it's a lot of 36,000ers in the comments.
Yeah,
So
it is.
Okay.
I was once one.
Right. Well, yeah, we all were.
Yeah. 28,000 was my first job.
Wow. Okay.
As a school teacher, 28,000 in 2000
With a degree?
with the college degree.
28,000?
Yes. Mid-Valley Learning Center in Baldwin Park.
Sheesh.
28. Woo. Okay. So where do we start?
Two things. One, you got to embrace being an entrepreneur. How do you be an entrepreneur? It's really, really easy. Sell something one time.
Right.
Sell something one time. Go to a Snicker, go to Costco, stand in front of a basketball game, sell the Snicker for $2. And then you have an understanding of money. You don't understand money until you're spending your money to earn money.
Right.
And if you're not spending your money to earn money, that's why they give you chips in Vegas, and that's why your boss hands you a check. So you lose value of money and you lose concept of time.
Right.
But
because money is time.
Yeah, because when you understand it took you 4 hours to make $2, then you understand the sense of urgency and you understand the pragmatics of it.
Right.
Humans don't understand the pragmatics of it. They don't understand. They just say, oh, I go here 8 hours and this is what it is.
But what it takes.
But what it takes.
And the create. Yeah, you got to be. Yeah.
And then, too, get you a partner. You got to get a partner. Like, I don't understand how people can say my woman or my man isn't my best friend. I don't grasp that concept. You know what I mean? I don't grasp it. Like, because you should be able to leave everything but your soul because it's not tangible and to lay it before your partner. I'm saying partner because I don't want to, your wife, your husband, your whatever, your fiance. If you can't do that, then you in the wrong game. Because two people making 50,000 is 100,000. But if you're not married, here's the game. One person makes $100,000. That went over people's head.
Oh, no.
One person. So I borrowed $10,000 from Dre.
Right.
I just told you guys, I borrowed $10,000 from her.
Right.
If I'm making $50,000 training.
But that brainwashing is so crazy where most people would view that as slipping. Ain't no way I can give a woman all my money because there's no bigger.
It can go the other way.
Right.
I'm just talking about one person. So if you're there are men who are A, B, C, D guys and a woman a high risk.
Right.
Maybe she wants to own a beauty salon.
Right.
That's why wealthy people always have a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife.
Right.
They write off everything through the house.
Right.
They run the business through the house.
Right.
The wife becomes an employee, taxable income. Every trainer that comes to the house is for business purposes only.
Indeed.
The house becomes a business.
Right.
I'm just going to repeat this again. The house becomes a business. So, of course, I'm going to borrow money from a woman. She's a doctor. Dre's a doctor.
Right.
I'm going to borrow money from a doctor who makes $500,000 a year.
Exactly. But that's that one part that they don't.
They don't see the human understand. They just say, "Oh, you borrow. I have to borrow $100,000 from Dre. Dre has to donate $100,000 to my nonprofit."
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Oh my, for sure. But
she got to.
Most people aren't elevated to understand the benefit of borrow in this situation. They think borrow as in, oh, you got to pay your wife back the 10 grand.
No,
I thought it was your wife. Why you got to put? That's how they think.
Lincoln is 8.
Right.
He's an employee. I can take off $11,000 or $12,800 a year by having him take the trash out. Lincoln, do you take the trash out every week? I pay this man $12,800 a year to take the trash out.
There we go. Yeah.
Y'all, CNN, Don Lemon and his boyfriend are and MSNBC and whatever they doing got y'all believing that Donald Trump should go to jail. But Donald Trump buried his ex-wife on his property so he don't have to pay property tax.
Right. Hey, it's going to be some dead women out there after this.
Right? I have to lower Dre's taxable income.
Right.
We talked about that before the show. I'm working through their LLCs.
Right.
I'm an employee of the estate. I'm going to repeat. I am the employee of the estate.
Right.
That's why I can do a coaching job and donate my salary back to the program. Because I am an employee of the state.
Yeah.
They got to do, they do all the trainings in the world. They do piano, basketball, dance.
Right. That's all.
They're employees of the estate.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, hopefully some people got it, man. That's what they call coded language. I think they call it.
You know what I mean?
I hope you got it, man.
And don't go to H&R Block. Get you an accountant.
Yep.
Like, for example, I was collectively, all four of us, sit down, guys, all four of us, we were out way more than 50 days with COVID. Dre's a doctor. The government gave people 50 days times $500.
Man.
The government, during 2020 and 2021, you got up to 50 days and you got paid $500 a day if you had COVID.
Wow.
Dre had COVID all the time because she was a doctor. Then she passed it on to me. I honestly believe we had COVID in the house at least well over 100 days.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Symptoms, if you're around a super spreader, you got to stay away. It impacts your house. But people didn't even understand that.
Right.
CNN didn't tell all these liberals that.
Right.
Fox didn't tell all these conservatives that.
Yeah. Man. Todd is over there lost. It looks like you should be this smart.
I'm gonna go apply for the estate.
Man, what state is he in? Because I'm in California, nigga. Is he in a different state?
So, but I give this game as much as I can.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to subscribe to my Patreon. You know, I just sell movies. Yeah. You know, when I make a movie, I sell because I don't want to be a part of the Tariq Nasheed stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you promising a 3-story building and you give a 1,000 square foot property. Like, I'm just being pragmatic. I don't know the man, never met the man, but I'm talking. I use these metaphors because it speaks to a broader audience. If I say Tyrone Williams bought this building, then they'll be like, I don't know Tyrone, but you know Tariq, so I can use Tariq as the metaphor. You know what I mean? But
do you think there's anything, somebody, like a Tariq or Dr. Umar could tell you in conversation to change the way you view them?
No, show me. Show me your itemized receipt, because I can show you my itemized receipts.
Right.
Itemize it. Show me. All you got to do is show me your taxes. I show you my taxes, you show me yours.
Okay.
Simple as that. Privately, of course, I don't want my taxes out like that. You know what I mean? But privately, you show me your tax, because your taxes are itemized.
Right.
I do everything legal. I don't do nothing against the law.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean? I may jaywalk a little, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I legal, money-wise, bylaws. And guess what? The taxes benefit family. If you have a family, oh my God. Why do you think all these women or whoever the stay-at-home parent is? I make a joke all the time. I'm stay-at-home poppy. I'm there, everything for my kids. They don't know I own buku buildings and I go to check on these buildings every day, but it's not in my name.
Right.
It's in my estate.
Yeah.
It's in the LLC.
Top notch.
You know what I mean? Everything got to be in Dre's.
Well, Todd's trying to figure out how he could buy a Panda Express. That's Japanese. I mean.
Group economics.
Yes, straight
Raise
up.
my own
Group
chicken.
economics.
Yeah.
It's simple math. The same way you build a family, the same way you build a business. Group economics. 4 people come together, build a family.
Yeah.
2 people come together, build a family. 2 people come together, build a business. Make it about money. Don't make it about your emotions. You're my best friend.
Yeah.
What's the bottom line? I've never fallen out with my business partners. What's the bottom line?
Indeed.
That's it.
Right. Yeah, that's top notch. Business partners be falling out too, though.
Because they having sex with the same woman. They
Right.
going out partying together. You can't convolute the two.
No, it has to be separate.
Everybody want to be a real N-word. Oh, that's my real.
Right.
They don't even call, hey, that's my business partner. Hey, that's my dog. You know what I mean?
Man, what's the lowest return on investment you would consider?
I'm a low risk guy now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I buy and hold. My brokerage accounts are crazy now because I'm an ambulance chaser in terms of the stock market. So, for example, I'll give you guys a great example. Southwest, when they were canceling flights and people were going crazy. I put it on my Instagram story. When they were going crazy and the stock was plummeting because they were canceled those flights or something, I waited till it got to its baseline, and I went and bought, I forget how many shares, in the thousands, but I bought some shares, and I made about $15,000 in 3 days.
Oh, wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm an ambulance chaser. So when you hear like CNN saying, oh, the market is down, think like what is dropping that people are going to need tomorrow.
Right.
Right? So it's real simple. Like Six Flags takes a dip in the fall. It may be 30 cents. It may be 40 cents. It may be 10 cents. And in the summertime, it spikes.
So buy in the fall.
Buy in the fall.
Right, right.
If you're not going to use $10,000 for a year,
Yeah.
put it in the 18-month. I'm drawing a blank on the term, but put it in the 18-month bank thing.
Ty, just off of his conversation, you know how my mind works. He said he makes money off the fall.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How much money do you think you would make if you got paid to fall every day?
If I got paid to fall every day, as long as
$10 a fall, how much money do you think you'd make
I could probably make $300 a day.
a day? 30? You got 30 falls?
I got 30. As long as I don't fall downstairs, but just hitting the ground,
Right.
I think I can do that.
Yeah, this whole system is designed on making money off of falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I wish I could bet on other people's failures that I knew,
You
because I'd
do.
be rich. I know why some people ain't making it.
dude, bet on Spence.
Bet on, bet on Spence losing. I think I'm gonna do that.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
bet on
man.
Crawford. You know, but but that's like people fight against capitalism and then die here.
Right.
Stop fooling yourself. It's like Rizza Islam yelling to the top of his lungs, but he's doing it on Instagram. Everybody in your chat is anti-capitalism, I bet. Oh, I hate capitalism. Someone got to lose money. Well, guess you know what you can go do? You can go to Cuba. You can go to any country and buy some uncharted land and live happily ever after. Live off of the land, grow your fruits and vegetables, build your house, get your YouTube videos together, learn how to build a house, learn how to learn your plumbing. This is real life.
Right.
I learned how to be a plumber on YouTube. I learned how to be an electrician off of YouTube.
Yeah.
I can build a house. I built the house during COVID.
Man.
From the ground up.
Yeah.
I had help, obviously.
Yeah.
But I built I built that house, and people that follow me on Instagram know it because I posted it.
Right.
You know, I literally built the house from the ground up from YouTube videos. I've never been to trade school or anything.
You learn from watching YouTube.
Facts.
Wow. We talking about, that's incredible.
Go home dirty every day.
What has YouTube taught you?
I was going to say, man, I learned how to plumb.
A Kobe Bryant building. We bought the Kobe Bryant building during COVID,
He
right?
said I learned how to plumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just saw you at Home Depot buying seeds, like plum seeds.
no.
I learned how to plumb.
The amount of money I made during COVID is the reason why I have over 8,000 square feet.
Right.
I told people to buy raw materials. I told people to invest in travel stocks.
Right.
I screamed at the top of my lungs.
Yeah.
Pick an airline that's not going to fail.
They
American
said-
Airlines, Delta.
They said cap on the house. Now I've been.
Call it what you want.
It ain't cap. I've been, brothers.
You're not invited. So I ain't worried about what he said. You're not invited. Only 4 people in my house every day. You're not
Yeah.
invited. So, but the
Yeah.
point I'm saying is I give the people the information, but they so used to paying for it.
Yeah. Most definitely.
They so used to paying for it.
Yeah, that's, man. I don't know how much game Fred is giving up today, man, but it's been a whole lot.
That's the brainwash right
Man,
there.
go back and watch this video a couple times, man. He's definitely giving you some elite level advice, like elite level advice.
Do you think that that's the brainwash right there. People being afraid to, or thinking that they have to pay for information and have the conversation.
Exactly. That's why you have Umar Johnsons, you have Tariq Nasheed, you have Jay Morrison, you have all these guys. You have the Boyce Watkins. You have all these guys that charge. I'm not saying take the scamming off. They charge you for it.
Right. You said Boyce is scamming too?
I mean, I would say so. Yes, I would say Boyce Watkins is like the gatekeeper, like of this pay for information age.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a professor, I know money, but you got to pay to get the information.
Somebody said, Craig, we have money. I know y'all got money.
Yeah, y'all
too,
got money.
Man.
Yeah, invest it.
You got to look at something too, man. Look, you got to separate yourself from your ideas. This is a friend of mine that I respect highly. There's a lot of people I respect that think completely different. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be comfortable enough with what you believe in and why you believe it to be able to say it and let the information stand on its own. Your ego doesn't have to be attached to all the shit that you believe, because it is what it is. If it's real, it's going to stand the test of time.
No, it's what I live by.
Right.
I don't have an ego every day.
But these people in the comments don't understand.
They're emotional. They're
Right,
emotional
right.
caterpillars.
Yeah. They don't.
You know what I mean?
understand.
They will never be a butterfly.
Right.
They
right.
will never fly. They will never fly, and they will always be an emotional caterpillar.
Right.
They
Yeah.
will always be in search of their. When we gonna fall in this cocoon?
Right.
You in a cocoon?
How much you think Boyce paid for his teeth?
Oh, at least about 20K.
20K.
About 20K. Yeah.
Got the biggest teeth in the conscious community.
Yeah.
Period.
But the conscious community is a complete fraud, man.
You think so?
Oh man, touch this chakra, you become a millionaire. The hell you talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean? But believe in this religion, you become wealthy. Oh man, listen, show me the wealth,
Right.
because at the end of the day, we're having these conversations in America.
Right.
So guess what? Capitalism is when you walk out your house. Capitalism exists.
Right.
How are you going to capitalize off of capitalism?
If somebody watching, they want to know, what can they do to be blacker?
Blacker?
What would you tell them?
Go kill somebody and listen to Dreams and Nightmares. But no, but that was a joke to get him. See, I'm the antagonist. That's the antagonist in me.
Fred cold-blooded, man.
That's the antagonist in me. But I say it so it can stand alone. They can cut it up and post it and call me a coon. But the real thing is, you can't be blacker.
Right.
Blacker falls off the tree of the Democratic Party.
Right.
Blacker was created in 1964 when Lyndon Baines Johnson created the Civil Rights Act.
How great was Adam Clayton Powell Jr.?
Man, no, for real, dog. If you want to keep it a buck,
He's the greatest.
dog. I'm from New York, dog.
He's the
I'm from New
greatest,
York.
right? Yeah.
I'm from New York. I don't know what his wife thought about the women and all that, but the people didn't back him. So you know what he had to do? He had to become See, people don't understand. He had to become a pastor and a politician for these Negroes to believe him.
Right.
He couldn't stand on the corner.
Right.
He had to become approved by that white ice. He had to have white ice in his glass.
Right.
He had to become a politician for your grandmother to believe him.
Right.
That wasn't his choice.
Yeah. The dopest thing, one of the dopest things he ever did is he actually, in my opinion, may have inspired the movie The Spook that sat by the door. Because you know, when he went to Colgate, he joined the white fraternity for 2 years just to see how white people operate.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. They didn't know he was black.
Yeah, he got the Lena Horne stuff in him. He was a good-looking, bright-skinned man.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, that's the problem. They look at me and say I'm a coon.
Right.
But it's not. We got to stop playing skin politics when we step outside of the house. It's about economics and information.
Right.
People don't believe that, though, because we got the Umar Johnson saying you get 30,000 lashes, but he believes in Malcolm X. Malcolm X comes from an interracial grandparents relationship.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, people don't even know Martin Luther King wasn't born Martin. Like, but we're not going to talk about that. But
What's
the point,
what's his real name? Like Mickey or
Michael.
Oh,
But the point, but the point I'm making is
something? Mickey Luther King. If it was Mickey, he wouldn't have went over. Go ahead.
yeah. But I'm just saying, like, we really got to start being pragmatic, being honest. Like, and it's like sports. Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, Rizza Islam, when they get on their pulpits, it's like sports. We can escape from our lives in a 2-hour podcast. We can escape.
Right.
And then you become part of this pseudo group.
Somebody said he been hurt. What?
Yeah, I have been hurt before. But you know what I've done? I turn that pain into pleasure. I've never been emotionally hurt by a woman. I've been hurt. I've got laid off. I've been hurt. I've had $0 in my bank account. I've been hurt. I had a college degree and I was homeless for 2 years, making $28,000 training teachers. I took my son, Lincoln. Did I take you to Whittier College? Where I used to what? Where I used to sleep. Remember, I was homeless. I used to sleep in my car. I took him where I used to sleep in my car. This is where it all began. This man wakes up with a balcony in his room.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I have been hurt. But Jay-Z said, because they need the Jay-Z bar. So I got to bring out the Jay-Z bar. Dust it off your shoulder. See, now they cool now.
Yeah.
See now I got some street cred because I used a rap metaphor.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like you gotta coon these coons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just the reality. I have been hurt. I have.
Right.
I didn't stay there.
Polite. Say something good about Brother Polite.
Oh man, that motherfucker is a rapist. He's disgusting. He's a disgusting. He's the lowest form of human. He's the lowest form of human.
Yeah.
The lowest. I mean the lowest.
Yeah.
The lowest because oh my gosh. 14, 13, 12. And it's been scientifically proven that it's his SCMEN.
Right.
Disgusting,
Yeah,
man.
that's crazy.
And the sad thing about these people won't denounce him.
Right.
I saw Busta Rhymes bow before him. He's on Floyd Mayweather's jet. He's with all these celebrities. Y'all got to speak.
I'm going to do an episode showing everybody that was bowing to the guy.
I couldn't believe it.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. I met him, and he told me
What'd he say, dog?
he said he wrote a book in his own language. I said, well, how the fuck am I gonna read it? That's my language.
Yeah, no, you good, man. But that's the reality of it. But that's the scam, though, man.
He told me he wrote a book in his own language.
And then for $19.99, I could teach you my language.
Yeah.
You know, this man done sold everything.
Yeah. Do you think that the reptilian Anunnaki thing is some real stuff?
What's that?
They believe that there are reptilians that look like humans, but they aren't actually humans, and they kind of run the planet. Like politicians and all the powerful people are reptilians.
I believe money runs this, power, because I have power in my house. I know what absolute power is.
Right.
I have absolute power in my house.
How do you decipher between fantasy and reality?
Tangibility, reality.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can touch it. You know what I mean? Like I don't have fantasies anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How do you connect that to concepts or things that you believe, though? Because a lot of our beliefs, you know.
I don't have concepts and constructs. For real, for real. I have tangible goals. You know what I mean? 1 + 1 = 2 in my life. Like it's just really that simple. I'm an outlier because I believe in repeating the same process until it bears its head. I believe in shooting in the gym.
Somebody in the comments said your wife does. I don't know what that means.
My wife does what?
That's just what they said.
Yeah, she does a whole lot.
Yeah.
She's saving kids right now too.
Talk about it.
She's saving kids right now. She saved thousands of kids from COVID.
Right.
She's doing a lot. You know, we have a nonprofit that saves kids' lives. We have a nonprofit that gives backpacks every summer. We have nonprofit that gives free health clinics. We have she does a lot. She's amazing. She's
Definitely
amazing.
Top notch.
Yeah, top notch.
Is it?
They said, Todd, ask him about unions. What the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah. Like you're never gonna ask me who's better at basketball, my son or my daughter.
Right.
You'll never get you'll never get that from me. See, but that's what absolute. When you have absolute power,
Yeah.
you understand people who don't have power.
So is there money in nonprofit? How do you make money out of nonprofits?
Easy.
Simple.
Simple.
On the McDonald's?
I just told you how. You was asleep, huh?
He was.
Yeah, he was. I just told you how
If you
for
got- yeah.
15 minutes.
My, that's why I was like when my wife gave me $10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
what you
and then see, people don't understand. I use see. I'm gonna tell you another game. I use the internet for timestamps.
Oh,
So when people say, so I intentionally say things. Oh, yesterday, man, I went and donated $10,000 to the Boys and Girls Club of where America. And then I get into my sequelae. I do that on purpose.
there
It timestamps it.
1562. Yeah,
Yeah, it timestamps it. I'm smarter than the average person.
Yeah, that's-
the average person doesn't want to build their own group. They want to be a part of another group. So I use everything to my advantage. So when I'm online bragging about stuff,
Yeah.
maybe 30% of the time, I'm time stamping it in real time. So when I go to my accountant and if I get audited, I say, oh no, I got video.
Yeah.
I was there.
Wow. Man, the game is crazy, man.
Yeah, y'all pay attention out there,
Yeah,
man.
man, I'm smarter than the average man. Listen, that's why I always show videos of me going where? Home Depot. How many videos do I have on my YouTube channel going to Home Depot?
Right. Proof.
How many videos do I have going to Home Depot?
That's crazy, but the concept of using everything to your advantage
Yeah, that's what it is.
doesn't make sense to certain people because they don't see life as being interwoven like that. They say, when I go hoop, I'm just hooping. I'm away from the family.
No. I post training him because it has a cost.
Right.
People think I post it because I want him to go viral and we get some NIL deals and we can leverage that money too. But when they come audit me, I pay thousands of dollars for their training. Look, it's timestamped. Where am I at? In the gym. Who is that training them? A coach.
Right.
It's the game. Like, it's the game. It's like you only gotta be absolute power for the people you create. People want to have absolute power over other people. No, I'm the leader. I have absolute power.
Man.
I don't want to have
Somebody
absolute
said,
power.
aha.
I don't want to have absolute power over you, Craig.
Right.
No. See, men want to take other men women. No. What are you great at? Exactly. You just sent it to me in the text.
Right.
I said, you said you to read it. I said, nah, I need to have some space to read it. And I said, we go in the back house. We go in my back house.
Yeah.
And we go right for it until we come up with something. Did I not say that?
Yeah, real spit. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your resources? You use me, I use you. Fair exchange is no robbery.
Right.
You be an opportunist when you see me. I be an opportunist when you see you. See, that's when you're not attached to capitalism, for real.
Somebody said absolute baldness.
Yeah, absolutely. It is absolute. Male pattern bald.
Yeah.
I lost my hair at 29, 30. Nothing is, I'm not ashamed of nothing.
The IRS is like, I see here you put a comb on
Yeah.
We know you ain't got no comb.
Yeah. It's like people say, I've been hurt. Yes, I've been hurt. I lost my job at 27. I thought I was going to be a career teacher and high school coach.
Right.
It was a dream. It was a dream delayed, not deferred. Lincoln picked up basketball. I became a high school basketball coach.
Right. There we
You
go.
get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that's pretty much
Back on what you were saying before I read the comment.
about what?
Damn. He just pointed at me.
They'll tell you in the comment section. It was important too. It was important.
Man, I
Oh, about using the internet?
yes.
Yeah. Was it? Oh, we're after that.
It was after that. It was after. Wow.
But yeah, it's all about having
A
control.
dream deferred is what I'm starting to remember.
A dream delayed.
Delayed.
Delayed. It wasn't deferred.
Yeah.
It was delayed. You know what I mean? People thrive on being deferred because they like that commonality.
Let me ask you another question. So, because you're able to write off about $12,000 for kids if you have them as an employee to the corporation. What are some other write-offs? Because you said some things that I think went over a few.
Everything.
You're using everything to your.
Yes.
You do the YouTube timestamps proof.
Everything,
Okay, so everything.
Everything I do is out of business.
What are some things that people wouldn't necessarily know off the top of their head? Like, oh man, I didn't know I can Write that off.
Make your stay-at-home wife or husband an employee.
Right.
Simple as that.
Hey, there we go.
Simple as that. Make your wife an employee.
A whole lot of game being dropped in this episode, man.
I don't care what you do for a living or what she does for a living. Because I know you got to make ends meet. Make her an employee.
Right. There we go.
You paying her from your salary.
Now you don't have to divorce her. You can lay her off.
Now you
Imagine the pink slip being on her pillow.
There's some technical stuff to it, you know what I mean? But I believe in getting an accountant, learning the tax laws, and using everything to your benefit. You know what I mean? Like it's not as simple as that. It's I mean, you gotta do your due diligence and get your paperwork in order and stuff like that. And you really, really gotta make her an employee. Like, you know what I mean? She really, really gotta answer the phone for you.
Somebody said, Craig, we need some pushback. This is an interview. I'm interviewing somebody.
Pushback.
You gotta write her up.
Put it in the comment section.
I mean, you know, we got Fred opening it up, man, saying some really important stuff, man. You know? So everything ain't a debate. Trust me.
Oh, they want to know probably about the nation. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I'm not sold on. My blackness and your blackness isn't a currency in capitalism. Your melanin that creates the talent, it's your choice to create. It's your choice to turn that talent into a skill.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But your blackness standalone doesn't get us paid.
I agree. What was that, Todd?
I was hyping. I was like,
Yeah, you know
hype
what I mean?
pointing.
Like people in the comment section, oh, I'm black. Okay. He's white. So now it just becomes skin versus skin.
Right.
What's your talent?
I agree. Talent is. Somebody said let him talk. No, for sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
So we got 6:59. Oh, you got to be out at 7.
oh yeah. It's 6:59 already?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
yeah. But I appreciate it, man. This was fun, man.
Can't
So,
wait to have you back, man. Appreciate you, bro.
They gotta go to practice. They gotta go to practice at 7:30. Lincoln, where are we going? We're going to practice. Kennedy, are you going to practice? Elijah, are you going to practice?
3 clients.
Boom. You got the math. And guess what Fred gonna do? I'm gonna record it and put it on my Instagram story. We go to practice every day. 6 days. We go to practice 6 days a week.
Right.
Fred posted on his Instagram, posted on YouTube. So when I say, so when I have this, so when my stuff is itemized, right?
Right. All day long. Those are the receipts.
Yeah, those are the receipts.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
Yeah.
It's like when I went to fights, right? I'm eating at Shake Shack. No, matter of fact, I'm taking a fighter to a Michelin restaurant that's above 5-star. If I take you out to dinner,
I've never heard of this shit. Michelin?
Yeah, the tire spot.
Yeah.
That's all. It's above 5
Yeah,
star.
yeah.
This is a quasar.
Yeah. If I'm doing a business meeting at a Michelin restaurant, I can bring my coworker, which is my kids and my wife.
Yeah.
I'm gone, man.
Hey,
That's enough.
wow.
That's game.
Wow.
I'm gone, man. Appreciate
Wow.
you.
That's what's up, man.
Somebody said push back on the nation talk. I mean, no, everybody is entitled, man. I got brothers and sisters I love in the nation. I ain't against nobody but you.
All right.
Love you, bro. Respect, man. Oh, Ty, you can come a little closer. We gonna look. This the part of the show that we ain't did in a while. We're gonna have a roast off. So look, I gotta figure out how to work. The call part, so y'all can call in and roast.
Gotta work it. Come on, vacation shorts.
I gotta call brother Riz and have him on here, man. That's my guy too. He definitely dropped game. He dropped so much game, it's incredible. Some of it went over Ty's head. I was laughing. When he said if you got a couple together and they both make 50,000, they really make 100. That was so far. To me, it's obvious what he was saying, but
Yeah, he was saying that you can report one income.
no, he was saying that, but that's not what he was saying.
Okay.
He was saying
So
you
there's
should
somewhere-
one of the two people in the relationship should be taking all of their finances and giving it to the other, and also acquiring debt and giving it to the other. You feel what I'm saying? Because they're two different entities. So if I give her my money, at some point I'm not going to have to pay it back. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Max out all your credit cards, get as many loans as you can, and give it to the other person, and then use that as seed money to make other investments.
That's why I was trying to catch exactly what he was saying, because fucking around and zig when you should have zagged, you end up in federal prison fucking around with
Hey,
do it
that's
wrong.
what I heard.
Do
That's the whole reason corporations exist. I mean, I be saying a lot of stuff on the show, but look, the reason I fuck with Fred, we become friends over the years because first of all, he's one of the boldest people I know, and a lot of stuff he says is out there, but he's really somebody that is living and accumulating the type of assets that you think rappers should have. Like he has it like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Damn, that's interesting as hell. I didn't know that.
Yeah, definitely. Well-to-do dude. Knockout Nada said, ha ha. Yeah. Yep. Well, hopefully we can get RZA on to talk about it because I had no idea. Apparently, Fred hit me. I was on the show with RZA. Shout out to RZA. Respect. And I guess he said something was said about him on the show. I wasn't even paying attention.
Oh, on the show while you was on it?
Yeah, and he wanted to come on and just have a conversation with the people. So it's all love. I love hearing what he had to say. Fred was an interesting guest. Wasn't he an interesting guest? I got more interesting guests lined up. Todd, man, where the heck you been at? You was just in Jamaica?
I was in Jamaica, Montego Bay. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. That shit was awesome. I'm not going to lie to you. Seeing black people everywhere. I mean, of course, you got tourists and stuff, but everybody that worked at Excellence at Oyster Bay was black. That was crazy.
Really?
Everybody. Like the receptionist, the
was the little island dudes, did you catch any of them flirting with your wife?
No, I wasn't having that. I was ready to tackle a motherfucker out there.
They be out there trying to
Man, hey, so we went on this cruise. Right? We went on a cruise, you can get out and snorkel and all that stuff. Man, them dudes on there that was supposed to be giving instructions, they was out there rubbing feet.
Were they?
Rubbing feet. And the big girls was loving it.
Yeah, they go there to get smacked off by the help.
Yeah, they was there.
Shout out to the women getting smacked off by the help.
Shout out to y'all.
Man, so what's going on in sports, Todd?
Man, I seen something that is sports related. Michael Jordan, did you see when Michael Jordan broke up the fight between, I believe it was Whack 100 and somebody else?
Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan. I mean,
let me see the footage.
GOAT conversation is changed again. Michael Jordan might be back on top.
He broke up a fight recently. Between Whack 100 and who?
Man.
Whack 100 is a legend to me. How do you get in a fight around Michael Jordan?
Bro,
Whack 100 is everywhere.
Yo, that was so crazy.
Hey, I want to see this. Please show me Michael Jordan break up the fight between Whack 100. This was for real?
Bro, you gotta see it to believe it. Then when you see it, it's like, oh man, I don't know if LeBron's at that level yet.
Let me see this.
You could just see the level of respect. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know too many people that could stop a Whack 100 fight.
People are saying it was fake. It was Whack 100 and Charleston White.
They said it was supposed to be Whack 100 and Charleston White. Either this one right here or that one up there. All of them is Michael Jordan, homie. They was about to get down, and Jordan stepped in the way as only he can. He was in the defensive 3-point stand.
He was in the defensive slide. I don't even know why Whack 100 and Michael Jordan would be in the same building. It don't even make no sense. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's like finding out, like.
You think Whack 100 could get into a.
It's like finding out
party?
Missy Elliott, like Colin Powell broke up a fight between Missy Elliott and Nell Carter. Like, what the fuck is Colin Powell doing around Nell Carter?
Michael Jordan's out there with the big baggy jeans.
With them big Jinko jeans. Oh, okay, it's playing right now. Let's see. I want y'all to see it. I just got to figure out how to work this thing right quick.
Right. That might be the end of it. You gotta watch when he step in. It's only like 42 seconds long. When he step in, he gets in. You can see that is
Whack 100. Whack 100.
Michael Jordan calmed all that shit.
Whack 100 and Michael Jordan were around each other. Nigga, how does that happen? Michael Jordan need to fire his PR, his security. How am I around Whack 100? I'm Michael Jordan. You got me around low-level hustlers?
You're around Whack 100.
That's probably I'm not calling Whack 100 a low-level hustler. I'm just saying, how do they even, what do they have in common?
What party was that?
Nigga, I know when he said that's on Pyru. Michael Jordan was like, what is that, a town in North Carolina? He think Pyru is a town outside of Charlotte.
Never been there. I heard you guys.
How the hell is Michael Jordan and Whack 100 even somewhere when Whack is about to fight?
About to fight. You see Michael Jordan calmed all that shit down. Off swag alone.
You see how big it covered his whole fucking face. Whack 100 is Michael Jordan hand. He was able to cover his mouth and scratch the back of his head. That's how big Jordan's hand was on Whack's face.
When you ever seen online? I don't be hanging out with Whack 100. I don't know. But online, last time you seen
Nigga, that.
Well, that's how you see Whack 100 ready to fight.
Right.
He had an own Pyru and then stop.
That's like to me. That's almost like seeing Marcus Houston at a restaurant with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is this?
That's like Marcus Houston around Mario Van Peebles. That shouldn't happen either.
He said, "But Whack is not finna diss me, man. I ain't got no issue with him. I'm a fucking comedian."
Yo, that shit was funny. Like, why are they in the same place? And how did he stop Whack 100 from? They said it was Charleston White. It seemed like somebody he wanted to fight.
You have to see Michael Jordan on Whack 100's chest.
Right, like
that nigga's whole upper torso had a hand on it. Nigga.
Whack 100 was like, man, old Pyru, I fucked around, almost hit Michael Jordan.
Bro,
not do this, man.
Let
me just go home.
Whack 100 and Michael Jordan don't go together. Is Whack 100 managing Michael Jordan? Wouldn't that surprise you if he had an office at the Charlotte Hornets Stadium?
I feel
he's head of security for the Hornets now. Whack 100 has graduated into NBA legend security.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to LaMelo Ball. I'll tell you that.
Niggas won't be spilling popcorn in here today on Pyru.
Don't hit me, Whack. Don't hit me.
Hey, bro, how the hell did Whack 100 bump into Michael Jordan?
Can you imagine being Whack 100? Like, I'm cutting up. I'm finna knock somebody out tonight.
Wouldn't that be funny if they was starting a podcast together?
I'll watch it. Y'all watch that after y'all watch this, or however y'all want to do it. But yeah, you got to watch
100 Jordan's podcast.
100 Jordan. 100 patent leather.
It's a fake Jordan review, but they only review red Jordans.
Bring them all out here. All the ones that's red. Bring them right here.
You know damn well ain't no black and orange Jordans, man. Who the fuck?
Can you imagine like how, man, you could tell that Michael Jordan was his childhood hero.
Yeah, it had to be.
He calmed it all the way down. He was ready to knock somebody. I'm going to knock somebody out tonight. Yeah. Oh,
that's when Wax started gangbanging when he realized he was too small to hoop. He said, you know what, fuck this. Fuck this.
They swatting that finger roll. They getting that out of here.
That's probably what he told MJ, man, you was my hero till I realized I was too small to be you. Then it's on Pyru.
Let me get a tryout, Jordan. Let me get a tryout.
What if Michael Jordan is giving Whack 100 his own his own team Jordans?
Bro, that'd be fine.
He signed with him.
We gonna know something's up if Whack 100 get a 10-day contract for the Hornets. Like, I knew it.
Why the fuck are Whack 100 and Michael Jordan in the same place at the same time? Something's got to be going on. There's some CIA shit going on.
Somebody's security done fucked up.
Why is Michael Jordan's security not breaking up the fight? Why is he breaking up the fight?
If me and Craig can't get in, Whack 100 ain't supposed to be able to get in.
I know Mike has more security than Whack. Bro, it makes no sense, man. Somebody said the 123 podcast. Airwax.
Airwax. Set it up, man. We want to start that, man. We want part of that.
That's just not supposed to happen, man. I know something. A volcano erupted when they met. Something was off in the alignment of the earth for Whack to even have access to Mike is a loss. Is he extorting Michael Jordan? Is Whack 100 extorting Michael Jordan? He probably got all. He probably gave him a I need a lifetime supply of Team Jordans, and I'm gonna fuck you up.
Red Bull.
He gave Whack all the Mexican Jordans, all the Jordans with the K-Swiss soles on them.
We was trying something, then I said, "Fuck that."
Yeah, I mean, Jordan got so much money that Whack probably ain't even extorting him right. It's
right.
$1,500 a month, I won't kill you. $1,500 a month, and I won't kill you.
He gave him that out of his pocket, like, man, here, man, you got that. Michael Jordan.
Why is Michael Jordan and Whack 100 in the same place at the same time, bro?
I need y'all when y'all see this. Just pay attention. I watched that video so many times. Just pay attention to Whack 100. He was all the way on 10. It was on Pyro.
Yeah, he's right in front of Michael Jordan. He talking about, it's on, get your hands off me on Pyro.
He was talking to the security that touched him. When Jordan touched him, he ain't say nothing.
He said he got quiet.
This is the best day of my life.
This nigga's hand is my torso. I'm a chill.
It's the best day of my life. My hero is here. Somebody take a picture. Somebody recording this. That was you gotta check. You gotta check that out.
Whack, he has took extortion to the next level, nigga. To get to Michael Jordan is the holy grail of street niggas begging for money with pistols in their hand.
Right. Anybody.
That is the holy grail.
Right. Anybody can get next to Dak Prescott, but Jordan.
Nigga, I mean, before this, the closest he's gotten to an NBA legend is shit. Derek Fisher?
Derek Fisher probably seen Bo Jackson outside the Coliseum.
If Whack 100 has a personal relationship with Michael Jordan, that'd fuck me up. Cause I know I'm a better person than Whack 100, and you gonna be cool with that nigga?
Let us get a tryout, Jordan. Let us.
If him and Whack got a personal relationship, fuck everything I believe in. Fuck everything I believe in. How does it happen?
It's back to the drawing board. Like, I'm doing something wrong. Whack 100 and Michael
Jordan. The greatest street nigga of all time. To get to Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan wouldn't even take a picture with a Chameleon there. Now he on video with Whack 100, man. I tell you, hey, Whack, you doing your thing, brother.
You doing your thing, nigga. I'm telling you. I don't know why this is so funny to me, bro.
How did he get into the party? Like, what's your name? Whack 100. You not supposed to let? Wow. Okay. Wow. He got 100 in his name, and he got the Jordan part.
He was probably hiring Whack to fuck up Charles Barkley. All the shit Charles been saying. Could you imagine? Oh,
he still got beef with Alvin Gentry.
Yeah, can you imagine?
I know you fuck up Tony Delk. I want Tony Delk.
Yeah. Shout out to Whack 100 for doing some shit I never thought I would see.
Man, meeting your heroes, man. Dreams do come true, man.
Never thought I would see it.
He was so mad at the beginning of that.
Is it wrong to extort WNBA bitches? Will we think the same thing if we seen Whack 100 around like Lisa Leslie or Cheryl Swoops?
If she calmed him down from that fight like that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it.
Whack.
Michael Jordan, Whack 100.
Michael Jordan and Whack 100. Like, that was... And Charleston White, apparently.
Who the fuck was he?
Who's the publicist? We need the Whack 100 publicist team. You ain't mean nobody.
Why are you saying on Pyro in front of Michael Jordan, dog? You could have got an autograph.
Yeah, he fucked it off. See, man. He was this close. This is the benchmark. This is a bench. Sorry,
somebody says Zeke, bro. I don't know what he would extort him for. Maybe I need all them cross earrings and all your hoops. I don't know what he would extort him for.
A big jean.
But this is very fish out of water, dog. To turn on the internet and see Whack 100 gangbanging on Michael Jordan. Nigga, that's not no normal situation, bro.
No, that is a dolphin in the water situation. That was crazy. That was wild, man. That was.
I don't think he knew that. I don't think Whack 100 knew that was Michael Jordan.
Not at first, but you can tell when he started calming down. Ain't nobody else gonna just say, "Yo, hey man, Whack, yo, cut it out." Yeah. That's not gonna happen. If Whack wants to fight somebody, they gonna fight.
Right. Yeah, Whack gonna handle his business.
Yeah, but to be calmed down in 3 seconds, he had to know that was Michael Jordan. Man, get your hand. Oh, Jordan, am I in Space Jam right now? Like he took him back to childhood. That's fire, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Whack 100. And they, like I said, they said it was supposed to be Charleston White, which is, I guess, somebody he wanted to really get at. He was mad in the beginning, but Jordan, man, the GOAT. Jordan's the GOAT again, man. Doing that. LeBron could have did that.
Yeah, that's wild.
You think LeBron could have? Who else do you think could stop Whack 100 from fighting somebody that he really wanted to fight?
Like an NBA legend?
Yeah.
Shaq. Shaq could have stopped it.
You think Shaq could have stopped him?
Yeah.
As easily?
Yeah, I don't even think that Whack realized that it was Michael Jordan until, you know what I'm saying? There's no way you don't notice Shaq.
You definitely, yeah.
If you're about to fight somebody and you see Shaq coming, you're gonna be fearful that whoever you get into it has a fucking giant on their team. You got to stop your beef and deal with the, you know what I mean? So I think just Shaq's presence alone would stop it. But yeah, anyway, shout out to Whack 100 for always, doing things we don't expect.
That was, yeah, shout out to you, Whack 100. That was tight.
Yep. We're going to wrap up this episode, man.
Oh, man.
Appreciate y'all watching. I need y'all to like, subscribe, share, comment, subscriptiate.
Y'all got to subscribe.
Is there anything we didn't talk about that y'all would like us to talk about? If so, please comment below.
Comment below, man.
It's been this episode. I'll see you next Tuesday and Thursday. If we owe you something, get it from God. What Todd? Tell them where they can find you.
Oh, man. You can find me, man. Uncle Todd Comedy, IG, Facebook, Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Check out the Comedy Experience album. It's called I'm Out There. Shout out to I'm Out There Nation. I know you out there. And rumor has it that, I'll be in Texas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Coming up like the 18th and 19th, man.
Yeah, heck
awesome,
yeah. We're going to be having some fun, man. Fun.
Hey,
man, y'all start piling back in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, man. I'm going to, start back doing the show. Thursday, we started around 6. I think, Tuesday, it may be 3:30. I'm still figuring it out. Craig brought Fred on just to get roasted. Y'all crazy. Y'all wild. Yep. Hey, man, but that's been this episode. Love and respect. If I owe y'all something, get it from God.